me coffee in the morning, gotta have the coffee. Wake me up, shake me up, tell me back I'm pussy. One sip, two sips, and I'm feeling so alive. Coffee in the morning, it's the best way to survive. Woke up in the morning, sleepy eyes yawning. Jumped out of bed, started the day, opened the curtain. Felt the cool breeze, the sun shining on my face. But something was missing, I needed my job to chase. Give me coffee in the morning, give me coffee in the morning, gotta have the coffee. Wake me up, shake me up, tell me back I'm pussy. One sip, two sips, and I'm feeling so alive.
Welcome back, guys. Couple minutes late, but I had to get some fresh coffee and go to the bathroom and deal with the dog. And yeah, that was our morning intro, so it is what it is. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back in, Flip Flops. I know, right? That's the way I was feeling. I was like, I stepped out. I did have to go out and touch grass a minute, so I was able to get a couple of minutes in the yard, sit in the sun. Well, and I noticed it was kind of getting overcast. I hope that doesn't mean it's rain coming. I don't usually look. Blue Knight, welcome in. We have been here all day streaming Karen Reed trial, and it ended, or the day one. It ended a little while ago, and we are on verdict watch for Lori Vallow Daybell. I'm gonna pull that up, guys, because it's when I right before we went to air, the clock still had not come back on. I mean, how long they've been on lunch now? For a hot minute. They should be done with their lunch by now. And I am purposefully staying off of X. I even messaged Joe, like, I'm not going on X. Like, giving a heads up if they get a verdict and he comes into chat, don't come in screaming it yet. Don't. I'm just teasing. Joe knows I love him. But yeah, I let him know that we didn't want a spoiler alert. Dolphin said, or Butterfly says, that's the second time I've called you Dolphin today. Butterfly says, we have a chance of rain here. She's in Texas. Whatever comes to her first usually moves towards me and then towards Dolphin. That's how it rolls in the Southeast. Maybe I'll have to look at the damn radar and see how much you got and gauge how long it's going to be here before it gets to me. All right, so the clock has not started. And like I was telling you guys earlier, Butterfly, I know Dolphin the same way, has been following the Stefan Stearns case. And we did have a hearing today. Two people that I know did cover it, but I'm going to use a particular one's video because it's just straight up the hearing. And this is my buddy MB Inc. And my buddy from X, really good guy. Doesn't mind sharing documents and information of that nature, and I love it. So he had this one dropped earlier. So I thought we would go over the hearing. I want y'all to notice, well, Stefan done got him a nice, slick little haircut going in. Yeah, Dolphin's great. Dolphin's a trip. We love her. I kind of wanted to, let me message her to see if she's going to come back in to watch this hearing with us, because she can catch it on replay if she's got up and got busy. I know she was up all night binge watching TV with her puppy. So this was held today there in Orange County, and I'm gonna go, the clock still hasn't started, so we'll go ahead and let this play. I don't think it's too terribly long, and I didn't even go look over I'm trying to remember hang on, let's look what the motions were. Let's look at that real quick. Let me pull his docket up. Where'd you go, dude? Oh, he's way up here at the top. There. Okay. These should be hearings pertaining to the CSAM material. Okay, let me make this bigger so I can. I'm still keeping eye on the feed, guys. Okay, it's this one we want to look at. All right. So today is motion to continue was set for today. So this is a motion to continue hearing. That's all it is. Motion to continue suppression hearing. That was on the 14th that they filed that. Felony court minutes, motion to continue suppression hearing. Okay, so we'll just have to watch it and see what all they actually ended up discussing. And they still haven't started the clock up for us in Arizona. Oh, wait. I knew better than to do that. Okay. Let me get my buddies. I'm going to. All right, here we go. It takes me a minute to get there sometimes, but I'll get there. All right. He's sickening to look at. Wonder what prompted him to shave his head off like he did. Ew. Okay. Here we go.
We're on the record, State of Florida versus Stephen Michael Stearns, 2024 CF 63.
Stephen Eichel Stearns, is that what he says? How come I never knew his middle name, Butterfly? Carrie, if you went on X to message me, I'm not verified. I'm not going to pay Elon any money, so you should have. There shouldn't be any problem DMing me. I DM with people all the time on Twitter. So, oh wait, you tried to message me on Twitter? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, if you should be able to, unless you have a setting turned off on your end, because I know it's another person was saying they couldn't get messages, but she had a setting turned off. But I should be able to receive all of them. Okay, so we'll play this, and I'm gonna try. He's so. I just want to thump him in the head. Ugh.
2 appearances for the record, please.
Danielle Pennell and William J. for the state.
Alicia Smith and Alex Johnson on behalf of Mrs. Stephen Stearns.
Thank you.
Speak up, Alicia. I'm already over you. You do that every time.
Has set this hearing on the defense's motion to continue the suppression hearing, which is currently set for tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Defense, do you wish to present argument with respect to your motion?
Yes, Judge, and defense has a case law provided a copy to the state already. You want me to give you a moment to read, Judge, or you want me to start?
Just a moment.
Ew, a close up of it. Look, y'all, shade that shit on off. Turn around, fuckhead. I want to see your shameful face. Go ahead, I dare you. Y'all have to ignore me. This guy makes me crazy, and I'll just say all
Highlight
kinds
the
of salty
pay
shit.
factors.
Essentially, yes, they are essentially the same.
Microphone lady.
And the cases that I provided to the court are both from the state 272 Southern 3rd 876, 50 CA case from 2019, Turner v. State, 311 Southern 3rd, 185, a second DCA case from 2020, McKay versus State, first DCA, 504 Southern 2nd, 1280 from 1986, and unpublished opinion, but only has a Westlaw site so far, Surratt versus State, 2025, Westlaw 1119091 from last week from April of 2025. Trocola versus State, 867 Southern 2nd, 129, 50 CA from 2004, and Singer versus State, 286 Southern 3rd, 343, a 50 CA from 2019. Essentially, Judge, defense is moving to continue the motion to suppress the set for the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and looking at the Bofo case, it essentially says that in moving for a continuance, defense just has to show that we haven't had a reasonable time to investigate or litigate the case. And that is balanced against the judicial economy and judicial efficiency in the court managing their documents, turning to the McKay factors, as well as the factors that are listed in, I believe, Turner, that looks to a defense suffering an injustice by failing to grant the continuance, as well as if the delay was attributable to the defense or if it was unforeseen. Defense would argue that the intention is not to delay the court, isn't to be derelict in our duties. Defense is moving for this continuance based off of, as the court is aware, there is the second case, and preparing for the motion as well as in preparing the other case for trial. Defense is coming to information that at this time defense is in a position to be able to divulge to the court or in open court.
So your good cause is secret?
Essentially, Judge. Well, I can't in good faith at this time, being that it's still being explored. I don't know which way it's going to go, if it's going to be something that's going to pan out in favor of defense or be able to be something to be utilized in this case. As the court is aware, a death notice has been filed in the second case, and while I'm not arguing specifically as to that case, in that death notice, this case is used as one of the aggravating factors. So a conviction on this case would be one of the aggravating factors the state would potentially be seeking in the death notice in terms of the homicide case. Defense would argue that this information has come to light recently, and we're still in the process of working through it and figuring out if it's something that would or wouldn't be available in this.
Oh, what the hell is this woman talking about? Lady. Your legal game you got going right now is not very good.
This case, if the defense were to go forward with the motion to suppress at this point, potentially would be relitigated depending on the court's ruling on that. In terms of just regular pretrial in the case, we would really continue the regular pretrial.
Okay, Joe, you did get my text message, right? Please tell me you did. I love you and all, but this is the one spoiler alert I don't want. I think you know that. But we were talking about that earlier. We'd loved getting the spoiler alerts on upcoming testimony, but not this one. But the clock is ticking again. I'm watching the feed. So we ended our day one of Karen Reed a few minutes ago, and we came back to finish, verdict watch. And in the meantime, we're going over the Stearns hearing from earlier. But yeah, Butterfly, there was a hearing scheduled tomorrow, and that's what she's wanting to put off. She needs more time, and something's come to light recently. What is head? Fuck. There you are, Dolphin. So what I was just saying is there was a hearing scheduled tomorrow, like a motions hearing, I believe it was. I got to double check the docket, but I believe it was like a pretrial conference motion type hearing thing happening tomorrow. And Miss Thing here, and I'm going to call her Miss Thing because she gets on my nerves because she won't speak into the mic and different things, but she wants it postponed. So here we are. She wants to put that hearing off. It just got underway. She's not speaking loud enough, in my opinion, but so we're just reviewing this while we try to wait on. It's specifically this one. I don't know for sure what all is going to be encompassed in tomorrow's hearing, but this one is solely to get that one postponed, and that's what she's giving. We just started listening in, but it's hard to hear her ass.
Even aside from the motion to suppress hearing, because we did an evidence viewing, we weren't able to complete the evidence viewing, and the second
Remember the motion to suppress stuff she wanted to about the phone and yeah, there you go. And I won't interrupt. I'll let it go ahead and play. But I got this. I will drop this link in chat directly to the video. That way you guys can have it. Okay, like I said, it's my friend MB Inc. and I'll drop the direct link.
Second part of the evidence viewing is scheduled for June 11th with the state in this case. So defense essentially is moving to continue and balancing both from factors as well as the McKay factors. Defense believes that this isn't a unreasonable request on the court in filing a motion and getting this set for a hearing and still doing their due diligence in terms of preparing the case otherwise for trial and for the motion to suppress in and of itself.
Right. So the McKay factors, so we're on the same page, deal with a request to continue the trial. The other factors that you mentioned deal with a request to continue either a trial or a substantive hearing for absence of a critical witness.
Absence of a critical witness. Critical witness. Absence of a critical witness. We're talking about Jen? Interesting. Surprised? Surprise. Yeah, this is Florida, Butterfly. You can't pull that Adam Montgomery shit more than once and get away with it. He only got away with that once. And the judge says, no. Bring your happy ass on down to court before we drag you. Dumbass. You don't get to play that shit here, buddy.
State response?
Yes, Your Honor. The state has not been in receipt of any witness list or any defense discovery in this case. The defendant in this case was arrested on February 29th of 2024. The public defender's office was appointed the next day at initial appearances. The discovery process started after the information was filed on March 11th of 2024. The state responded to the defense's demand for discovery on March 20th, 2024, and discovery has been ongoing. The motions to suppress that are currently set for hearing tomorrow were filed by the defense on February 6th of 2025. There was a motion to close the courtroom on February 28th of 2025. A notice of hearing for the closure of the courtroom was filed February 24th of 2025. Upon the denial of the defense's motion to close the courtroom on March 27th of 2025, the defense filed a notice of hearing for these motions to suppress. So these have been pending hearing since March 27th of 2025. The defense filed the motions to continue. The defense waited approximately almost 2 months, a little 2.5 months to request hearing time. The hearing has been set. The state filed responses to the defendant's motions to suppress on April 8th of 2025. And then I was contacted by defense. We had a discussion about their request to continue these hearings on April 10th.
The hearing aired earlier this morning, Dolphin, but we were live with the Karen Reed trial when it went live. So I just saved the video to go over it. I was going to do it this evening, but we've had time to do it while we're waiting on a verdict watch. So, yeah, this was from this morning.
And a written motion to continue was filed on April 14th of 2025. The written motion filed by defense, the state's position is vague. It is unclear whether this information is necessary for a defense, is necessary for the hearing. The motion simply states that it may affect the presentation of evidence. The state has subpoenaed witnesses. We have a significant amount of hearing time scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. The state's prepared to proceed on the motions and is objecting to the motion to continue the suppression hearings.
Thank you. Any additional argument from the defense?
Yes, Judge. Defense would say that this is necessary for the defense, even if the court were to ask ex parte in terms of to have an ex parte hearing in terms of the basis for the motion. I don't believe at this point defense will be able to disclose that information even to the court, even if an ex parte hearing were requested and or granted. It's defense's position that this information is necessary to be explored in terms of the presentation of the evidence or presentation of the case, because it's defense's position that at this time that information is confidential, which is why a witness list hasn't been disclosed, discovery exhibits haven't been disclosed in regards to it, because it's still being looked to and explored. As the state indicated, discovery is ongoing, and as discovery has continued to be ongoing, so has defense's preparation of the case, reviewing of the motions, filing of the motions, preparation of the motion, as well as in preparing this case otherwise for trial alongside the homicide case. So it's defense's position that the granting of the continuance in this case would not be an undue burden on the court. I understand the state having subpoenaed witnesses. The day that I found out about the information was the same day we actually happened to have depositions, so I spoke with the state in person about it, and then sent her an email in regards to her position, and then from there filed the motion to continue, and then we got hearing times while I was in trial with Your Honor as another case, and I filed a notice of hearing as to that. Defense has been preparing, defense is preparing, and it's defense's position that denial of the motion to continue in this case would be an abuse of discretion, and we'd be asking the court to grant the requested continuance.
Thanks. Well, the court's in a difficult position evaluating the McKay factors. In this case, the court's going to find that there has been significant time to prepare for these hearings. This case initiated in February of 2024. Motion was filed almost a year later. The matter was set for a hearing in March. 13 months. I'll note that this is on 24 CF 632. While the two cases are related, this does not deal with the homicide case. The court has an inability to make a determination as to the likelihood of prejudice from the denial. The defense apparently is in possession of some information, the nature of that information, the timing of when it was received, whether the defendant played any role in shortening the preparation time. The availability of that discovery is unknown to the court because the defense is unwilling at this point to share any information with the court, even on an ex parte basis as to this information. Counsel that has been appointed to this case has the requisite skill and experience to try this type of case. Both are either board certified criminal trial experts or in the process of becoming are being certified as a criminal trial expert. The court cannot, from the information presented, make a finding of good cause, and while the defense argues it will be prejudicial, there's been nothing advanced to the court to support that argument. So the defense's motion to continue the motion to suppress tomorrow, scheduled for 2 p.m., is denied. And I'll ask the state to please have their witnesses present and ready to go.
No problem.
Thank you. Matter set for 3 hours tomorrow at 2 p.m. That will conclude our hearing.
Whoa. You got told. Oh, I didn't mean to stop it right there, but ha ha ha. So I guess we have a hearing tomorrow after all at 2 p.m. They're an hour ahead of me. It should be 1 o'clock my time. So, what I'll probably do is show it during a break on Karen Reed, like at lunch, or whenever. I won't break away from Reed just to show Stern's hearing, because I can bring that to you guys at any given time, unlike the verdict watch. But yeah, so what in the world, Dolphin, what witnesses, Butterfly, what the hell are they talking about? Some secret witnesses, and now they don't even want to tell the court, not even under an ex parte motion? That's not a good look. And what kind of secret witness could you have, and what could they testify to help this man? Did someone know that Jen was absolutely in on some sort of ring? We've not seen no filings about that, nothing from the FBI like that. No Homeland Security filings have happened yet, which we would need if there was those types of charges coming from international swapping of certain things, which is probably coming considering all that CSAM on that one hard drive from God knows where all those poor children were. What the frick? Why is my thing telling me to enable chat? Click here. Uh-oh. My chat went berserko on the restream, guys. I don't know what it did. Let me get his ass off of here. Maybe it's him. Deny, deny, deny. My chat will not move. It's frozen. Can you guys hear me? Am I frozen? Let me try to access chat through my YouTube for a moment. Just to make sure everything's cool, because it's acting a fool over here on the restream. I can't believe that. Stern's attorney, secret damn. Oh, the hell. Oh, God. That scared me, whatever. A video began to play and it was coming through my headset. And I'm like, what in the world? Okay. Oh, I think my chat straightened itself out. Hold on. Okay. I pulled my YouTube up and it was talking at the same time I'm over here trying to talk. Okay, thank you. Yeah, my chat straightened itself out now over here. Now, we are still under verdict watch. Dolphin, you still around? Are you hanging around in chat? Remember earlier, guys, Butterfly was telling us about that serial killer story, and we were watching a little bit of that police off the cuff thing. Well, I went and found the actual video he was using for his piece, so let's take a look at it. Let's do that while we're waiting. I'm curious. Where did it go? Okay. Concerns grow over possible New England serial killer. This is brought to you by Boston News 25. Let me pull that up. Dolphin, you want a link? Or you feel like chatting? Are you busy? You're still waking up? All the things? I'll drop it in case you want it. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is from Fox, or Boston. I said Fox. Boston 25 News. Possible serial killer in New England. Let's see what they got to say.
In the last 2 months, 7 bodies have been found around New England. And while law enforcement is not connecting the cases, people online have other ideas. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward joins us live in Brockton. Bob, the talk is getting loud enough for police to address these rumors.
Rachel, you know, more and more people online are paying attention to this. They are concerned that some or all of these cases might be connected and that a serial killer might be striking in New England.
In some corners of social media, like Facebook, the idea that a serial killer could be on the prowl in New England is getting more popular. This Facebook group, New England SK, has nearly 9,000 members. And in other forums, people are posting their concern that some or all of the bodies recently found in New England might be connected to each other. Since the beginning of March, 7 bodies have turned up in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Some of the bodies are unidentified remains. The bodies discovered in Groton and Killingly, Connecticut, are close to a Rhode Island case. So far, law enforcement is not connecting the cases. However, the talk online has grown so loud that recently Groton, Connecticut police issued a statement that said in part, regarding references circulating on social media about incidents in the state of Rhode Island, we currently have no information connecting those events to any of the incidents in Groton. Here in Massachusetts, the discovery of a human skull in Plymouth and another set of remains in Framingham is also being looked at. In the late 1980s, a serial killer struck the New Bedford area. 9 women murdered, 2 missing. Author Maureen Boyle covered the case at the time and wrote a book about it. She is skeptical that a new serial killer might be at work right now.
Just because you have bodies found in a variety of places in New England, that does not mean that there's a serial killer on the loose in the area.
Boyle is concerned that online speculation can hurt people.
This is not a game. These involve real people, these involve real families. This is serious business.
I checked on the two Massachusetts cases. On that body that was found in Framingham recently, the district attorney's office is saying a case is under investigation, but it does not appear that person was a victim of foul play. Now, as for the remains of the human skull that was found in the woods of Plymouth, the Plymouth County DA's office says that case remains under investigation. Reporting live from Brockton tonight, I'm Bob Ward for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Interesting, because last night I jumped into a Twitter space. I'm coming with that link, Dolph. I jumped into a Twitter space with some old Web3 NFT buddies that I haven't hung out with in a hot minute. And one of them is from the Rhode Island area, and started telling me something about a possible serial killer in the area. I'm going to have to do some reconnaissance there. And that Facebook group. Maybe we should all join that Facebook group and get the rundown, see what people are saying. Yeah, so that was the Stefan Stearns hearing that we were reviewing while we were waiting on our verdict watch. I dropped the link directly to the actual hearing. A friend of mine, MB Inc., is an amazing person, shares a lot of documents and court streams. Really, really great guy. He's from across the pond. Anyway, he's a good ex-friend. So anyway, I shared his link because he has he had the hearing. Welcome in, Miss, oh, wait, let me get her up here before I welcome in Miss Dolphin.
Hey.
So, yes, I guess we have a hearing to watch at some point tomorrow for Stearns. I don't know that if MB, so the docket had it earlier as well, live, and then MB dropped his version, or not his version, but his hearing right after, not long after that. But he just drops it without any commentary. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I was actually looking for the hearing, and I think I found some Orlando news station, WKMG
Mm-hmm.
News 6.
I think there's two different stations out of Orlando that will usually carry it. MB usually carries it, and the docket usually carries it as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was trying to find somebody who maybe had it louder or whatever. And
Yeah, we tried that with Karen. We had to
yeah.
bounce around sometimes to different people to try to find the loudest ones. It took us a minute just to find one the other day for for the trial, but MB's was, to me, I think, louder than what the docket had, but I didn't get a chance to finish reviewing his. Like I said, I was busy with other stuff, so I didn't feel like breaking away from Karen Reed just to go get an update on his dumbass. I could do that later. So that's what we did. So it doesn't look like the judge is agreeing to allow them to continue that hearing tomorrow, which I don't blame him. They've had time. And what the hell secret, Dolphin, what secret witness could they possibly fucking have?
I honestly didn't hear it because when you kept pausing and everything, I sort of just
Oh,
stopped paying
sorry.
attention to it. It was interrupting the flow of the trial
Well,
or the
that's
hearing.
why
So, yeah.
well, I warned everybody ahead of time, but I was going to get spicy when it came to Stefan Stearns.
Oh, okay. No, I
Yeah.
missed that. But
It was live, I wouldn't have done that, but
mhm.
but I dropped the link directly to the whole thing so people could go watch it uninterrupted. Because there's going to be times I'm going to interrupt, especially with him. But no, if it was live, I wouldn't do it. It's different. But no, I had some shit to say. I couldn't help it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no. Well, what did they say? Because I wasn't paying attention.
they were just trying to get tomorrow's motion to suppress hearing postponed.
No, I know. I mean about the
These
secret
things
person. What
that
exactly did they
that
say?
she just said that if information came to them recently, and is some kind, the judge called it a secret person.
Oh,
Yes, because a witness that they're not ready to divulge yet. They haven't turned over any information about this witness, not provided them on a witness list. They won't even tell the judge or the court who the witness is.
mhm,
Not even in an ex parte motion. So the
mhm,
judge was like, you know what? If you're not even going to go that far and do it the right way, no. Was this a
mhm.
figment of your imagination type of witness?
Yeah. So then
And
it's probably not Jen then, right?
couldn't I don't know.
Wouldn't they already have her on the witness list?
The defense might, but the witness list right now has still been sealed. Some of it is, some of it isn't when I go look at the
Mm-hmm.
docket. But there's no one's talking about Jen. She got that little partial immunity thingy or whatever she got. So whatever the defense has got up their sleeve right now, I couldn't tell you if it's about Jen or not. We were just curious if it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because who, if you think about it, what other kind of secret witness could they have? Someone who knows that Jen was allowing this to happen, and so she should be charged as well. Okay, bring it on. But if it's someone who, I mean, if they're going to try to say that, oh, I wonder if it's an expert witness that can say, well, you did violate his right by taking that phone. But the judge is like, too late. So you can go back and review the link and review the whole thing uninterrupted so you can get the gist of what all was said.
Yeah, I've got it on the side here. It's only 12 minutes,
It's
so
not long, and I'm going to
yeah.
go ahead and warn you. I've watched all his hearings, and that attorney he's got does not like to speak up or speak into a mic.
I actually was thinking about emailing that heifer.
Yeah, I've already said it. I've already done
You
it.
have?
Yeah, certainly I get frustrated with that shit.
I want to tell her, woman, you're on national
I mean,
TV for crying
yeah,
out loud, you know?
yeah. I mean, we've been streaming every day for 2 weeks. It feels like we're doing these trials and sneaking in Koberger hearings and other hearings, and we went from one trial right into another. We've been through it, but yeah, that lady doesn't speak clearly into the mic, just like a lot of them don't, unfortunately. And then we all got to struggle as creators and run around and find the best one to, really please everybody and to bring the best quality we can find. And if we can't produce it because it's just not out there, what are we supposed to do? It sucks because I've tried to find the best quality ones out there that you can find sometimes. I don't know why they just can't get it right to start with. Speak into the mic and speak clearly, Maybe they should all fix them with little microphones to their little clothing, so when they're walking around the courtroom, they can still be heard because they like to venture away from the microphone for whatever reason. And then you can't hear shit they're saying. You want me to replay the hearing real quick for you? And I promise you I'll be quiet because I love you that much.
No, that's okay. I'll do it on my own. I'm good. Because I've got to go back and watch the first 5 hours of your stream for Karen Reed because I missed the opening
Oh,
statements and
yeah.
most of
Yeah.
that first witness's testimony, the first
Yeah.
responder.
That got
Hmm.
interesting because he got his facial expressions kept getting on my nerves. It's like he was like getting upset, or not upset, that's the wrong word. He was getting offended, or that the defense would ask him certain questions. Like
Hmm.
he didn't like the line of questioning he was getting from the defense, and his face told it all. Do you know what I mean? That was
Yeah, I
yeah.
did see him during the first trial because I did see one or two of the first trial's witnesses, and I think he was better on the stand during the first trial. He might just be annoyed in general having to come back for this again, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, he could because he was at the first trial. Then that where they were talking about his testimony then versus testimony now. Like I said, I had that important phone call, so I've got to watch the first part of the defense's cross examination myself because I wanted them to ask him certain questions about his testimony to the prosecution because I was
Hmm.
taking notes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, so I need like. Plus, they're saying there was three. Now I get all with a grain of salt. Defense claimed 3 DNAs on the vehicle. Does that mean anything? People are, in the comment section, either people touch it. I get it. People touch cars all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
3 DNAs on the vehicle. But John's shoe. And so Firefly and I she was here this morning. We went and looked
Hmm.
on the map again and scoped out the Fairview home and the flagpole, that's out there. Because I was never really sure where exactly his body was in relation to the street. And they were
Right.
saying she backed up the 70 feet, and I'm trying to make that make sense. So I went to the
Yeah.
map.
Hmm.
I noticed the flagpole and all that. And I'm like, okay, so turns out that is where he was found, was right there by the flagpole, according to the body cam we saw in trial earlier.
Hmm.
And but we were looking at the map and just trying to get gist of the area because you know me, we got to go to the maps. We have to go look at the area good to see what we're looking at here. And I just didn't. But it just doesn't make sense in my head for her to be when we saw TikTok earlier that apparently it was from the first trial when they took the
Mhm.
jury out there, and they had Karen's car out there parked out on the street, um, where I guess I'm assuming where they think it was parked to begin with, but it would have been facing the flagpole, which meant she would have had to go backwards 70 feet, and if she hit him after backing up 70 whole feet, would he have been flown forward toward the flagpole? I don't think so. Not unless he went all the way up in the air and did some kind of somersault bullshit and flew forward. But you know what I mean? Where her
Mhm.
car was makes a huge difference to me. So I'm waiting to get to certain types of testimony for sure.
Yeah, I think I need to. Yeah, if that was that mentioned in the beginning of this hearing?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This
I
is
don't know
stuff I'm
anything
hearing.
about that. The
I
one
don't
thing
either
that
until
stood out for
now.
me was the second person, the second witness, the friend.
The female lady, yes, the
Mhm.
female lady. Like,
She said she saw the back of the car and only
yes,
one piece of the tail light was missing. So I was like, well, wait
okay,
a
but
minute. Because I
it
thought they
well,
had the whole thing. It was like out and shattered and whatever,
well,
whatever.
apparently, so that's what I thought too. So isn't that supposedly they come along later and find these shattered pieces? Firefly,
Hmm.
where are you? Do they come along
Oh, she went
later?
outside to
Oh, take
spend
care
some
of the
time outside with the
yeah.
dog and
There
something.
you go.
Hmm.
So yeah, we had heard that they found the pieces of the tail light broken on the ground. Then
Right.
we heard she bumped into John's car with her car, and that's what caused the tail light crack. But this lady claims they noticed something wrong with the tail light pretty much immediately,
Hmm.
and I was paying attention to that
Hmm.
because I know later you're going to tell me that was never there. It was always okay and intact
Hmm.
until it got into the Sallyport situation.
Hmm.
That's all you know what I mean? So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But if this lady noticed something wrong with the taillight lens, but by that time Karen had already went home
Hmm.
and then left the house to go looking for John, and that's when she could have hit the car, John's vehicle, and busted that tail light,
Right.
right? So that would
Hmm.
make sense then that the friend saw it at that timeline. But you're right, it doesn't put pieces all over the ground, does it?
Yeah, I mean, because you think one big part, one big tail light, if there's a piece out
Uh-huh.
of it, let's just say the piece came out of the middle of it. So she hits something and this piece pops out, right? The
Yeah.
rest of it is still there, but this one piece pops out and then splinters like glass all over the place. Because they were talking about,
Mhm.
all these different shards, and this is what caused the scratches or whatever from what I've heard from the last one. And I'm
It
like, wait a minute, what?
shards uh, the way they were describing his wounds were described by that little dude, EMT firefighter that was up there, and that we go from abrasions to lacerations to deep cuts,
Hmm.
right? So which was it? They look deeper to me than a scratch or an abrasion. My
Right.
children fall and scrape their knee, they may get an abrasion. I know what one looks like. I know what a scratch looks like, and I know what an all-out cut looks like, right? And so they got real questioning about that. But I'm with you. My thought process is okay, I get it. Glass, if you want to call the tail light lens and refer to it as a glass or hard plastic, whatever, breaking, and the man's got a coat on, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Or even a
clothing,
long sleeve shirt,
like layers, right? Because it
right?
was
Did he have it?
cold.
So did he have on just his shirt? Because they were talking about cutting his clothes off, but that's something I don't know. Did he have a coat on,
Did
or
he
did he
have
have
long
on
johns on? Because in those
right the
temperatures, he
layering
probably had layers on, you
exactly?
know?
So how would that be able to cut that deep and
I
that
mean,
long?
I'm expecting to see a shredded sleeve, you know,
Yes,
in the evidence, when
yeah.
they have his clothes. So,
Yes,
yeah.
I would need to see that as well because it makes perfect sense that if he had on layers like you're saying, which I would have if I lived there, I layer up here if it's too damn cold and I'm going out of the boat or something, we're layering. So,
Hmm.
yeah, if he had on anything long sleeve, even if it was just a shirt, it's still going to make a difference. I need to see that. I mean, I've seen pictures, right? But I don't recall there being any tears like that on that shirt. You know what I mean? Not like they
Mm-hmm.
were trying to describe. Um,
Right.
Rachel says, I don't think polycarbonate breaks like that. It's really
Yeah.
tough.
I
Yeah,
agree with her.
yeah, yeah. And that's the material that the tail light lens is made out of, right, guys? Am I right? Is that correct?
He only had on a shirt and a hoodie.
Oh, okay.
No
Still,
thermal top underneath that shirt.
maybe not. If you
Hmm.
had on, if they're
Because
used,
hell, I used to
yeah,
live in New Jersey, and it's like it gets cold up there.
yeah, and it got cold that night. It was the impending damn blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
They're all out running around to the bars and drinking anyway. We got to get that last night in before that blizzard hits. But I don't know. But if he only had on a shirt and a hoodie, he might have been one of those guys that may not have been that cold. But damn, that would have froze my ass off.
He probably wasn't cold though
Or
because he was so drunk.
drinking, and his
Mm-hmm.
jacket was probably in Karen's vehicle. He probably
Mm.
had taken a coat out with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was probably in the vehicle. And then when he gets out, he's just got on his shirt and hoodie. So, okay, we'll give it just shirt and hoodie. So, hoodie's thick. Are we going to see ripped clothing? We got to see ripped, shredded up clothing, like Dolphin was saying, to get to those types of wounds. It doesn't make any sense. Um, I'm just looking at some of you guys' comments. What? Just Irish is talking about Stephen Stearns. I am at start of hearing, but with his lack of hygiene habits, I bet he had to shave his head. Probably mountain man going on. Oh, you're right. He didn't like to shower and shit, did he? Nasty ass. He had to be coerced to take them showers. We heard it, didn't we? In those communications with mommy and daddy, your text messages, it all came out before your tablet text, no, your emails. I'm sorry, let me correct the record. We read all those emails between you and mommy and daddy before the phone calls were released. Ugh. And they mentioned often they were going to be looking at the temperature of John
Mm-hmm.
O'Keefe's phone battery,
Okay.
which was interesting. I don't recall
That's good.
hearing right? I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't recall, and they brought up Celebrite, of course, but I don't recall ever hearing anything about a phone battery temperature in any case,
No,
ever.
I don't either.
And then they're using it to somehow establish
How long he was outside?
how how's long he was in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Exactly. Yeah. Interesting stuff. If they can back it up with some good scientists who can explain it well, you know what I mean? Or not
Mm-hmm.
scientists, but cell phone guys and things of that nature, especially if it's a newer type technology we're going to be looking at
Yeah.
with that.
And you got
Uh,
to think too,
Two
phones run
butterfly.
hot, so
Yeah,
phone batteries and
you're
whatnot
right.
would be a lot hotter than, say, like his body temperature. You
And
know what I mean?
and doesn't your phone like record that kind of data? Because your phone will warn you if your phone's about to overheat. Mine will.
Mm-hmm.
I know ours will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mine certainly will. It'll to warn me. Oh, hot, cool me the fuck off, or I blow up on you. It's only happened once or twice, but it
Yeah.
was in the middle of summer on 100% humidity in Florida, and the air conditioner in the car was like trying to die to work. And I was door dashing, and I was charging it while I was using it, and the phone's like, "Oh hell no!" So I had to sit there and hold it in the air conditioning for a few minutes, let that bitch cool down. Y'all know Stefan was nasty. Who's a fucking dumbass. Cut off his hair. I'm gonna cut off his head. Jesus. I wonder how long they'll make him sit on death row. Generally, 30 years in Florida, less in some cases. 20 to 30, depends. I know when I was watching those female serial killers the other night, two of the most famous ones are right here from Florida. They're both gone now. They got electrocuted a long time ago. Eileen Warnes and Judy Buoyano.
Mm-hmm.
Judy lived here for quite a while. Judy tried to kill one of her husbands here. One of the ones she tried to blow up, or the one she did blow up. He lived here. She When she drowned her son, that was not far from where I live right now on the river, or actually on the canoe. We have a lot of places to go canoeing around here, and she decided to take her handicapped son with heavy leg braces and arm braces canoeing. Like that was going to be a good idea in swift little creeks we have around here. Yeah, ended up capsizing the little boat, and he drowned. She was dubbed the original Black Widow, by the way. And Eileen was the lady who was killing the bad guys that she perceived to be the bad guys, the Johns. She was killing her Johns.
Oh, yeah.
You remember her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys got me thinking about the weather now. So I was going to try and see what the temperature was, according to the
Now y'all gonna make
historical
me look
records.
there
And
that night. Go ahead. Yeah, find out what it
so
was.
they were out sometime around 1 or whatever, but then what? They find the body at what, 5 or 6
At 5
in the
a.m.
morning?
ish. Let's see, what time did. Okay, officer, that guy, little guy that the officer that testified first, not
Mm-hmm.
officer, the firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
He had arrived at work early, I think at 6 a.m. because of the impending storm. Yeah, 6 a.m. He arrived to work a little early. He was assigned to ambulance 1, and the tone call came in right after that. So around 5:30, 5:30ish, whatever time, because he says the call came in after he got to work, which was at 6 a.m. But I also heard during testimony today that they were finding his body around. They were looking. I think they went out starting to look for at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and them claiming that he never went into the house
hmm
means that he potentially could have been out there like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still thinking about the cell phone battery thing. But oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that cell phone battery thing is interesting. I've made notes about that too because there's evidence is my jam. You got no case without good evidence.
And he wasn't wearing any sort of a smartwatch?
That I don't know yet. Which one, O'Keefe or
Uh-huh,
Green?
O'Keefe, because I
That I
mean,
don't know.
if he had been, they would have known what time he died.
True, it would have recorded. You're right. I think chat. Does anybody know? Y'all know I didn't watch that first trial, and I'm limited in my knowledge. Y'all know I'm going into this blind.
Yeah,
That
where
for
is
that sure.
Firefly?
The dolphin is as well.
She's the one that knows this case.
Yeah, yeah, and I haven't seen Miss Shorty all day. She's MIA. She would know too. She's like got a catalog in her brain, I think. But when Firefly comes back in from walking the dogs and touching grass and getting her time, I'm a little bit jealous because I'd like to. Well, it's kind of gray outside. Uh-oh, guys, it looks like this clock has stopped. Let me refresh this. Nope, they brought it back up. It was stopped. Okay, hang on. Let me bring this screen up. Let me do this because something's going on here. I don't know if I just need to take that whole thing down and refresh it because I had it up for too long. Let me get back in it. So we're over 2 hours now. I was going to give you guys a time update on that as well. So let's pull up this really quick. Thanks for coming up and joining me, Dolphin, and chit-chatting.
Oh, yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
Okay, let's see. Clock is still going, and it's at 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 18 seconds, and still ticking. Okay, Rachel's got something going on over here. What is it? Okay, what'd she say? I know that they had his phone, no watch.
Oh, that's interesting.
He did several flights of stairs that night. I thought I had heard that. Like, his phone recorded those movements then, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my phone set up to record me doing it. The least I can make it know about me, the better off I like it.
Even if
You think it's
even
still,
if it's not set up, the
yeah,
phone
it's
would
still doing it?
still know because of
Yeah.
the altimeter
Yeah.
that it's going from a height, one height to another.
Actually, mine would be like, oh, I don't climb no stairs. So,
So then hold on a second. Wait a minute, Rachel. If his phone, if they know from the phone that he did several flights of stairs that night, they should know what time. Did they say in the first trial what time?
and is there stairs at the bar? I mean,
Yeah.
those bars are, is it like Cheers where everybody knows your name? They go down the stairs to get into the bar? I mean, I don't know. Apparently, their bar is like Cheers where everybody knew everybody's name.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah,
dropped my headset fell off when I
they
said
definitely
that.
seem like they've got town drunks. But
Use your town drunks, girl. That ain't. I don't even know. That's like almost the best way to describe them. It like that podcast Joe and I were making fun of. Not the podcast, as we don't know the podcast or anything about it. It was the name.
mhm.
Uh, Cocktails and cocktails. And
Oh.
just yeah, and Joe said in Canton, and I just died laughing. I was like, oh my
Mhm.
god, that's perfect, perfect. Cocktails and cocktails in Canton. It's like you can't make that shit up.
Driving on what hills?
What? Who's driving on heels? Lally said that. So
That's bullshit.
Karen was driving up and down hills. They live in San
That's what
Francisco.
I was gonna say. Like, come on.
Dolphin.
Mm-mm.
What in the hell? So is that's the former prosecutor, right? Like he's an expert in phone data and movements. So he gets something, says, "Oh no, 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 that was just them driving up and down the hills." Well, that lady who testified this morning testified that by the time she got in her vehicle to go and meet Karen and drove 4 minutes, the conditions were so deplorable, it was nerve wracking, right? It was
Mhm.
slippery. I mean, you couldn't drive fast, you couldn't drive far. If you drove far, you had to be super fucking careful. So they shouldn't have been out driving all over the place anyway.
Well, actually, she has
Oh,
more sense
Gary,
than her husband, apparently, because she said she went home because she knew there was a blizzard, and he went out drinking once she got home.
yeah, and you think, and then no, I'm sorry. The whole time she was talking about how her husband would go out drinking with them at the McCarthy's, and then she was at home with them. I was like, damn, lady, how often does that happen? Not
Mm.
trying to be nosy or nothing, but how often does that happen? Look, I had it backwards, Carrie. They go up the stairs to Cheers. I used to watch that show all of the damn time. Yeah, what hills, right? The stair data was right around the time he was dropped off. So are there inclines to this neighborhood? Because we didn't. I know Firefly trolled the map a little bit more, but we didn't actually. Hold on a second. Let me do something. Let me pull this up on my phone. Not this, but the Valo ticker here.
Mhm.
Then I can pull up maps. I can multitask. Sometimes I can. Um, okay, and I need a fresh cup of coffee.
Well, you said flights of stairs, so
I don't know
he
what
did several flights of stairs that night too.
is that what they're saying that
Well, that's what she said a minute ago, but then she said possibly going into a house. I'm wondering if
stairs inside
he
the
went to the
house?
basement. I
Yeah,
thought they said that that's where their entertainment
everything
room
went down.
was. Hmm.
That's where everything supposedly went down. They
Well, yeah,
remodeled
and
the
that too.
basement.
Hmm.
Yeah, they remodeled the basement after his murder, or after his an, murder. I must call it what it is
Death.
at this point. His death. I
Hmm.
don't know if it's murder, death, accident. I don't know what to call it yet, how to label it. Um, but if he entered that home, wouldn't you have to go downstairs to get to a basement? We don't have basements in Florida, so y'all don't judge me. But don't you got to go downstairs to get to a damn basement?
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and
Wouldn't
it's
that explain?
generally a nice amount of stairs too.
Right, right, right. From what I've seen on TV of people who have basements, it's
Mm-hmm.
always like that. And
Because I
some are
think when I had my Fitbit, I was trying to test the step counter on it, and I walked up and down my stairs, my basement
okay.
stairs, a lot, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
hmm.
All right. So that would explain the stair count or steps or whatever they want to call it to me. But we got a prosecutor going, no, 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 that's just something else. And okay, let me pull up this map. We're just wasting time. I don't really like saying killing time in true crime anymore. We're wasting time. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Okay. I wish I was. I could do it. Okay, so it's a whole.
Yeah, I'm like, if I'm on the jury or whatever, and I hear some data like that, or somebody mention flight of stairs, because that's different than
Well,
steps. So I'm
right.
like, I'd have a lot of damn questions. I would
Exactly.
say, what time of day, what time of night was that?
Yeah.
That's after
And
he got dropped off. Then he went in the house because this area is flat.
flat. Thank you, Dolphin. Because look, I was like, thinking the same thing. We're not talking about the mountainous range. It is flat. Um,
Hmm.
so then,
Shoot, you could do the drive from the bar to their
yeah.
house.
And when I was looking for a video earlier of, because this is the house, right? Yeah. Or no, I'm sorry. That's the house that Coffin Daffer ran to take her photo. Um, and this is where he would have been found, was right here. This, let me back up. Or no, 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 no. I'm still at the wrong house. This is the house. Shit. Here, this is the home here. And there's the flagpole. And this is where he was found. Because when they showed the video in court, they were working on him right here. But when we saw, let me find if I can find that in my history. So this morning when I was trying to find, because I know I've seen it in the past, like someone do a diagram or a video of the way her car allegedly traveled that night here, and the
Hmm.
backing up of the 70 feet allegedly that it did that thing. Well, when I did, I pulled up a YouTube, or let me look at my history real quick. And they took her car out there and they placed it facing the fucking flagpole.
Hmm.
That's why I was like, are they implying she was parked facing the flagpole? Because if not, that's misleading. And I would have asked that if I was, I need to know that. Um, oh, I gotta go over here and do it. Okay, right here, history. I mean, it's not a long little thing. It's just here it is. It's titled "Walk Around Crime Scene," but it's apparently when they're going to be going back to the scene again. They said so this morning. Okay. Like I said, I don't know this account, guys. This is what I pulled up this morning when I was just Googling. See, there's the tail light thing. You'll notice it's facing toward the flagpole. It's right there. I mean, so was it parked here and then she hauled ass backwards by 70 feet and knocked him clean that way? I have a hard time seeing that in my head go down quite like that. What do you think?
Mm. Um,
I got to find out which way that car was positioned.
yeah, and it starts snowing supposedly after all of
Okay.
this happened, right?
Yes, like they were
Okay.
saying that the conditions where it was an incoming blizzard they all knew about, right?
Right.
And by the time Karen drove away from the scene, the blizzard was starting to impact basically, and by the time 5 a.m. rolled around, we were in it. They
Hmm.
were in.
So it would have covered tire tracks or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it had been snowing for quite several hours. snowing for quite a while. So, and it was not going to let up. I don't know how long their blizzard was expected to last, but let's see. Let me try to Google something really quick. Not Google it, but look it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that I'm going into this one fresh.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
And Rachel said she sent you an email.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Rachel. I'll check that in just 1 second. Let me go. Oh, wait, I can do that on the.
Oh, hey, Bluebird. We are talking about Karen Reed for like a few minutes. Salty had watched the Stephen Stearns hearing. It was a hearing to suppress motions and from yeah motions to suppress, but the judge what postponed it. They wanted it postponed, but
Yeah,
the judge denied it. So that's pretty much all we've done so far.
yeah. We watched. We were waiting on the verdict for Lori Vallow still,
Oh yeah,
and
and that.
so in the middle. So we would. In the meantime, we watched Stefan Stern's hearing from this morning, and now we were just having a Karen Reed discussion. And welcome back in, Bluebird, and thank you for this morning. We appreciate you. Um, so hold on, guys. I'm reading this. Okay, so the email that where did this come from? A defense oh, the defense filed a motion about Apple Health data. I need to see that motion myself. Let's see. O'Keefe's
Oh,
arrival at the Albert residence at 12:20 a.m. Between 12:21 and 12:24, Apple Health recorded O'Keefe taking 80 steps,
mhm,
traveling approximately 200 feet or 60 meters,
mhm.
and climbing the equivalent of 3 floors with his location data pinging at or near the Albert residence. The motion continued.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Mhm.
3 floors?
Yeah, up, down,
So
or
dude wasn't just in the front yard.
no,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Um, the only reasonable interpretation of O'Keefe's Apple Health data, which shows an elevation gain of 3 floors at or near the Albert residence, is that he made it inside
Yeah.
the Albert's 3 floor residence.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Also, in the morning after his body was found, the data from his phone also matches all of the movements from Jen McCabe's Apple Watch. What? It matches her movements?
Isn't that who was waiting
Weird.
for him at the door?
Yeah, that's yeah. How okay, that's weird. Leading people to believe she took his phone inside the house. Okay, and had she was walking around with it. And she was caught on dash cam going inside. Hey, quit, you two, dog and a cat. Um, the first responders so far have all said they never saw his phone, but I've also heard people say it was found under his body. Oh man, finding Libby's phone was found under Abby's body. What's something wrong with this picture? All this. Um, so that's weird that it don't make any sense for her phone and his phone to match up like that.
Yeah, it does. If they were together the whole time
Well, I
in the
mean, if they're
house.
together walking together,
Like if he's
but
following her around the house or
I
whatever from one place to another. If
exactly,
is
but
she
not if he
single or is she married?
She's married, but
Mhm.
my mind was thinking if he's out there in the damn snowdrift, who's got his freaking phone walking around with it? It would have been her. But I get what you're saying. I
Mhm.
understand if he's in the house moving around amongst them, that's going to show that. Also, I don't know what time he ended up out there in the snow
Mhm.
as to when they got the phone, right? Because apparently this phone was under him, so maybe he was in the house and that's when the movements were recorded. And then at some point, people think putting phones under people is a good idea.
You know what though? They would know exactly when he last walked. You know what I mean? And if he walked outside, like so getting there, arriving there at like what'd you say, 12:28 or something like that. They
Yeah.
said he took about 200 steps or whatever. So if he's dropped off in the street, you know,
Mhm.
and then walks
Well,
to the door, that's way more than yeah, that's less than 200 steps.
yeah, because we were looking at the street, where she would have had to park, right?
Mhm.
In relation to the flagpole, the front, the front of the home. I was looking at that as well,
Mhm.
um, trying to, just trying to get figure it out in my mind because I haven't dove in like that. Um, I just haven't, but I have to when I start if I'm gonna do it, right? You
Mhm.
know how we are with our maps and shit. We gotta know that area. We gotta be all kind of nosy. Um, but I'm still trying to. Let me see. Let me do this. I was looking to see if I could find anything on the Google about which way her car was parked, where like a diagram that was even shown as an exhibit in the first trial. Something that could give me and the clock is still ticking. In Lori Vallow, 2 hours, 41 minutes. Now, y'all, we had that poll out yesterday, guys. Remember, most of us felt like 1 to 3 hours. We're going on that 3 hour mark. Will they call it a day and go home? They're 2 hours behind me, so they still got time to sit there and figure that shit out. It's still early enough. They haven't been back from lunch that damn long. So I say y'all need to stay there and work it out. um, I don't know. I can't. Why? Because it shouldn't be hard to find anything about
What are you looking for?
like a diagram or something that tells us which way the state claims her car was facing in the
Mhm.
street before she backed up 70 feet. Was it facing the fucking flagpole or was it facing the other damn direction? I gotta
Oh.
know. Yeah, I have to know. And so I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find that. Yeah. And I'm not having an easy time doing it for some reason. I don't understand. Like that should be like one of the main damn things. Jesus Christ. Unless I'm just not having good luck today. They said today that Carrie Roberts took Joan's phone. Firefly, I need to get you the link. Can you come back up? We were looking for you. We knew you went out to touch grass. Let me hold on. I'll drop it to you just in case you want to come up. Because we have questions. I need to go get a cup of coffee.
I found one that somebody else did.
Well, that's fine.
Oh,
So,
okay. Where do you want me to link it?
hang on, let me finish giving her this link if she needs it or wants it. Okay, let me get that screen down. Let me get this. Let me because if you link it in Discord, I'm not gonna be able to pull it up. What is it like? Can you
You
pull
want
it
me to
up?
put it in the chat? I can just put it in the back chat.
And I'll try it from through Restream to see if it'll let me
Okay.
display it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me see, because sometimes okay. for when I play it like this, it gives me one screen. I can no longer see you guys when this is happening. So if you guys can hear me, Dolphin, let me know. Can y'all see it and hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't see anything that you guys are saying or doing, but I'll let this play.
You could right click it too and open it up in another tab or however you do
Well,
it.
it already had a double. It's just what it was the way Restream works it for some reason.
Yeah, but
Every
I'm just saying copy the link and then do however you open
yeah,
your tabs or whatever.
yeah. She parks that far past it. Was that because they didn't know where it was and we passed it and he got out and walked all the way back there before she got mad enough to back up? Is that what I'm understanding her to say? Let's hang on. That's weird that she would park that far up.
Are you sharing it? I don't see it. Or you're just watching it first?
That's the only part. Okay, the only part to me about that I can totally see that happening, but what I don't see happening is him not realizing she's coming towards him like that. I mean, I just got to be honest about it. I could see that could happen, but 25 miles per hour, is that what they said? In the snow like that? I don't, and him not move, I don't get that. And her car would have to be parked down past that house if it was facing in that direction like they wanted me to believe. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made sense. The clock is still ticking in Lori Vallow Daybell's little world over here. Let me pull this back up. It's stuck. Wait a minute. So, Butterfly, you didn't see a video? I thought Dolphin said you guys could see it.
No, I was asking, were you watching it first or were you going to show it?
Because I said I was having an issue every time I try to play something through Restream through a link, and I thought because I said I can't see you guys at all as long as it's playing, and then I thought y'all said you could see it and hear it. Sorry.
No, we said we could hear you guys. Yeah, hear you.
Oh, I could hear it, so I didn't hear you speaking at all, hardly.
Oh,
You said
okay.
you're low. You're talking low, so I didn't hear you say that to me. Because the video was literally playing in my ear. Got my headphones on. So hold on. Let me try to grab the link a different way. And see if I can save it and pull it up without it because every time I try to do it, hold on, through here or Discord, it never works. So let me do it this way. Let me try to do, here we go, go do this. Now, okay, see if it works like this. Okay, so this is an illustration. This is the link that Dolphin sent. Let me share the screen. Okay, and let me do this as well. Welcome back, ma'am. Can you hear us, Firefly?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So now I think we're all good, guys. We're not running the Hot Mess Express at the moment. We
Yep.
are all three. Okay, we're all three here. We finally got the link to work. Now, this is a good diagram of what I'm assuming this is based off what prosecution is claiming that happened. I really don't know if
Yes.
it's not. So it's right. The way, not like the defense says, because they were saying it didn't happen, obvious like this, right? So again, as I watched it, I could see this could happen. But what I don't understand is the 25 mile an hour during the sleet, snowy type shit, but him not getting out of the way. A grown man. Yeah, I don't care how drunk they were. It's gonna, like, whoa, bitch. I mean, it's, even because 60 feet's a pretty good. It ain't like that. You know what I mean? You got a few minutes maybe to get out of the way. So we're still under verdict watch, guys, and I'm going to let this play and mute out because my kiddos just got home and the dog's acting a fool.
Read Murder Scene. A special thanks to Emily at True Crime for bringing this case to my attention. If you like my work, please follow. The time is around 12:30 a.m., and Karen Reed sits in her car approximately 60 feet past the home where John O'Keefe's body was found. This is based on the prosecutor's opening statements that Karen Reed's vehicle traveled 60 feet in reverse at 24 miles an hour when hitting John O'Keefe. Karen leaves and drives back to O'Keefe's house, where she goes to bed for the night. Supporters of Karen Reed question these events. One thing is, it's reported his cell phone was found under his body instead of being thrown in a different direction. Other things that don't make sense is how someone being so far down the road would stop, back up quickly with the intent of hitting someone, and then that person would just stand there and not get out of the way. For me, one of the biggest questions is how it is possible that no one witnessed this. This wasn't some quiet night and everybody was in bed. There was nearly a dozen people in the home having a party. That's why Karen and John were there in the first place. Jennifer McCabe testified that she could see Karen Reed's car out front the door and that she was texting O'Keefe to park behind her car. Viewing this from another direction, you can see how Brian Higgins' Jeep is parked right in front of the mailbox. And as we move in and view this from the driveway, it seems unlikely that 12 people would leave the house and not have been able to see a body in the front yard. Also, this was a night that it was snowing, and I wonder how Karen was able to accelerate so quickly without just spinning tires and warning O'Keefe of the impending danger. Thank you for watching. You can support my work by purchasing items in my TikTok shop. You'll find this hat and many other items I use in there. Check it out, I think you'll like it.
Well, those are definitely good points, you know.
To me, the biggest thing is his body's not going to go in that other direction. It's going to go behind her. The
Not
direction the car is
necessarily.
going to go. It's not going to go that far in that direction.
How? What do you mean that far? Flagpole was pretty close to the street. So in my mind, I'm saying that could have happened, but I don't see it causing the
No.
injuries to the arm.
That's not how physics works. Mm-mm.
He flipped to the side. If it depends on where she hit him and where he was standing. If he was standing in the middle and she hit him in a direct.
He's not a pool ball. She hit him. He's
not what
coming
I'm
in the
saying.
same direction. He's
I'm
going
not
to go
even-
that direction that she hit him.
I'm not even saying she hit him or ran him over. I'm saying I could see an accident like that happen. I said accident like that happening because of the way they claim he was standing, that she clipped him would have flung the body versus knocking it back out. If he had been closer to the center of her vehicle and she hit him hard, it would have probably slung him straight backwards. But even I don't see the injuries like they were describing the injuries this morning during trial. I don't see those being caused by that type of accident they just showed, right? Their theory of it. That's all I'm saying. I don't agree that what I just got shown is what happened. I think I said I could see it being a possibility, but it's not adding up with the other evidence. And that's all I meant by that. I'm going to pull up the other thing to make sure we don't, where'd it go? Where did it go? Because like I said, I don't know what none of these experts are going to really testify to. Some of them I do know a little bit about what they're going to testify to, and some of them I don't. But so let me ask you a question. You know how did they, when you made your decision based on the first trial, like was it really based on like their shitty evidence, right? That like they couldn't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt because everything else piled in, made it like the dog stuff and all of that. And we were just reading about the steps. Firefly, you would know about that more than we were. We had questions about that. So they were saying there was like flights of stairs recorded. Well, that would put him in the house, wouldn't it? Or couldn't it place him in the house?
Is she muted?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I just don't think like those injuries that he had were from a being hit by a vehicle.
They don't match up. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right now they're not. We were discussing that a few minutes ago too about the kind of clothing he had on during the accident. What that would have done to, like, how they were saying the deep because the witness testified from lacerations to scratches to deep cuts. You know what I mean? So how could a broken taillight lens cause these deep cuts through his clothing? So Chat was telling us he had on a shirt, dolphin, and a hoodie. Do you recall what was said in court about what he was wearing?
It was a hoodie.
Okay, so yeah, a shirt and a hoodie. So we theorized his coat was probably still in Reed's car, or whatever. But still, that's a little bit of padding there. A sweatshirt can be really, really thick, especially if they're in New England. I'm sure they got really thick sweatshirts. So that would create a lot of padding too, to have to get through to the skin to make those deep gouges. So it's not adding up to what we just saw. I could see what we just saw happening, but the injuries would be different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Bluebird is saying they reached a verdict.
I'm refreshing right now. The clock is still on.
Ooh, they did.
Don't come in with spoilers, please. If you're seeing it on Twitter, no
spoilers.
No.
She just said there's a verdict. That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're on a 30-minute delay. Y'all don't forget. So I have been avoiding Twitter on purpose. I know you guys are used to us going over there and we'll troll during breaks and lunch and get the sneak peeks on what's coming up because it was just testimony. But I stopped checking Twitter hours ago.
If that's true, how many hours has it been with all the breaks and everything? It's around 3.
They don't count the breaks, so I don't know how long. I can't keep up. I got 3 cases sitting here I've been trying to cover today. 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 8 seconds, and the clock.
Wow.
Stopped. The clock.
So that's right under 3. Shoot.
Right, we were all. So how many? What? 70
I said 3 to 6.
Wasn't it 70-something%? 76. The clock is dead stopped, guys. I'm going to bring the screen up so we can just keep an eye on it. I don't know how long notification they're sending out to the
2
families.
hours, 58 minutes.
They have to let the families get in there and get
Yeah.
situated, and the jurors have to, get situated. So,
Yeah, it might be a few. Yep.
but the clock has stopped, so that means they have reached their little verdict. It's a 5-minute delay for the verdict watch, Butterfly says. Some of y'all been trolling Twitter. We've been sitting here waiting patiently, and we wanted to be
So
surprised. Like, I'm only going to be surprised if they find her not guilty.
question. So at the top where it says live and it says 1 hour and 30 minutes, what does that mean? Is that how long that show's been on, or?
Me,
No, you see at the top there where it says live, 1
on
hour,
my
30
screen,
minutes? Yeah. Yeah.
that's me.
That's
That's,
her
Oh.
restream.
Oh,
yeah,
that's you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
that's how long we've been live, or I've been live on this
Oh,
session.
okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe that was the clock at first. I was like, wait,
Oh,
that doesn't make
no,
sense.
the clock is right there. Oops.
So it
See it,
should
2
be.
minutes 50 up in the right-hand corner. See the verdict clock?
Yeah.
You
There
guys
we go.
can see the screen, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Cool, Bluebird. Thank you, ma'am.
So while we're still waiting, can I try and see if I can get an answer to this question?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Firefly, the phone, John O'Keefe's phone. Do you remember what the testimony was about the steps or the flights of stairs that he took?
I mean, I haven't done it yet this trial, but I don't really recall. I do remember something about going up steps
Mm-hmm.
apparently, and then the state was trying to say that it was the hills or something. That's what that was.
The
You know what I
hills or
mean? Like,
something, but okay. When you said the hills or something, like driving up and down the
yeah,
hills, like chat was
yeah,
talking about,
and it doesn't count that. I don't think, does it? If you're not walking, I
it's
don't think it
counting.
counts.
I yeah, I don't know unless he's trying to
I
say
don't
it was
know.
due to
That's
the
something you got to
elevation.
experiment with, but yeah.
Not unless he's referring to elevation, not just like actual steps, apparently. But still, we don't buy that it's. I don't know that if it's an elevation change like that, going up and down a hill
I don't
would
think so.
register a step up and down stairs, right? That doesn't compute, does
No,
it?
because if you're
No.
not walking,
Mm-mm.
it's not going to say. That's my impression.
Yeah, I think we all got that same impression, man. That's a little much. Joe, we don't. Yeah, we know, Bubba. We're waiting. They stopped the
It's on the
clock.
screen.
They, they done took the clock down.
Oh
We're
yeah.
sitting here waiting patiently. We haven't trolled Twitter. We're not going to. We're not
Will
gonna.
be read in 30 to 60 minutes. He said, "Okay,
Yeah.
well."
Well, we're used to it. It's Lori Vallow. Fucking make us wait all the time.
So what happens if she gets found guilty here? Well, is she going to stay in Idaho, or is she going to go here?
Well, some
How does that
people
work
don't
out?
know. Here's what from what everything I've read and listened to. Not YouTube attorneys or anybody. Nobody knows yet. It could go both
Yeah.
ways. They could. Arizona can keep her. Go ahead and let her start prison time there, or they can send her back to Idaho. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes back to Idaho because she's got 3 life terms there. Even
Right.
though Brandon, or not Brandon, but she's got another trials to go right for this one. So she's not going back anytime soon. She's staying in Arizona for a hot minute because she does got to do Brandon's trial next in Arizona. So if say she's convicted today, and then she's convicted in Brandon's, then is who the hell will get to keep her? Will it be Arizona or Idaho? Either way, I don't know. She'll never get out, will she?
No.
Not when you got 3 life sentences in one state and 2 in another.
No, if Arizona's smart, they would say, "Yeah, you just go ahead and keep her,"
Right? You go
and
pay
that
for
way
her.
they don't have to pay to feed her and house her and all that.
Exactly. Y'all go take care of her for them 3 life terms. She's got many a lives. Y'all can have them 3 right there. Yeah, I would take her back, send her back to Idaho. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh
there.
boy.
I know. So I wonder who all. I'm going to have to see if we can get a witness list for the Reed trial. I can message Miss Shorty. If anybody's got it, she's got it, and it'll be accurate. So I will reach out to her through our DMs and see if she's got a witness list. Because I'm
Are their
curious.
docs public?
I haven't really ever tried. They don't have a website like we have in Idaho or Florida, right? So it's a little like Kentucky sketchy as hell to get shit from. Joe gets stuff over there in Arizona, so yeah, I haven't really tried. Usually Sleuthy has them all. If you want a Karen Reed document, you can go to one of their pages and usually grab it. But I was looking at her spreadsheet earlier because I was looking for the movements of Reed's car. So I trolled her spreadsheet earlier because I don't know who who they're calling tomorrow as witnesses.
I'm wondering if Jennifer McCabe will be soon because she was with Carrie, so that'll be exciting if she is, because she's
Today,
a hot mess.
yeah, because today we just had. Well, they're probably going to continue to go through like the first responders, right? Because that's what they do. And they'll go through those guys who come in, do their thing. Remember how tedious that shit was today? We had this Captain and Lori's case as well. It's protocol in a freaking trial. But it's weird that they called this one firefighter.
Yeah.
It's not what it's not weird because when my thought process was they're going to call the rest tomorrow, the other ones. The reason they went ahead and called that lady in was just to paint a picture, right? Of here's what happened when he arrived on scene. Here's what he heard when he arrived on scene and did. And then here she comes in the mix getting, with Jen and Karen and seeing and hearing certain things. And now and then the next are going to go into those. Remember the other paramedics and firefighters that were brought up this morning? I wonder if they're going to be testifying tomorrow. Or because they're going to be bringing in the first responders, then they're going to move into the crime scene stuff and progress.
I found an article with a list of the people.
Usually there's a great local channel that does stuff like that. You can link it. Did you link it? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Cool. Because usually there is a good...
It's a long list. Really long list.
That's so crazy. So that means there's a lot of witness, and now I got to get up there and talk about who they are, what they do, and how they got to know.
That's why it took 8 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Look how long that Ann Scott Koberger's going.
Yep.
Trials this day and age take a long time. All that data they got to go through and process and all the things. Let me take this and grab this link so I can save it. Okay. Because we can review that in the morning when I guess I need to make a Karen Reed channel, don't I? Oh, I do have one, but it's like court hearings. Okay. Oh, well. Now I can change it to trial. Court hearings and trial. Number 2. Second time around. Goodness. And the guy that testified the day that kid, the firefighter testified the first trial, and they was really driving this home with the defense too, that apparently the first trial he only testified to hearing her say, I hit him twice. And now his testimony is she said it 3 times. And hang on, because there was something particular that he said. Let me read my note real quick. It was like he had posed the question, did someone hit him? Sorry. He had posed a question, did someone hit him, as he's running up to him, I'm assuming. And she says, allegedly, in the background, in the chaos, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. And that's what they were trying to nail him down on today. And I noticed they kept bringing that up. And he was going on and on about, you know, what he was doing to try to take care of this patient. And the bruising on the eyes, on both eyes versus the one eye. You know what I mean? How he tried to say it. Well, how did he put it, Firefly? That it, like, not like traveled, like not the swollen eye traveled to the next eye, but
He said something like that because he asked him because the prosecutor asked him if there was any injuries on the left side of his body, and he said no, there were no injuries on the left side. And so
Right.
when Jackson got up there, he's like, didn't he have a black eye on the left and right? And he's like, well, that traveled from the right side, you know. I'm like, how are
He
you
did.
saying that?
They had that whole discussion. So Jackson said, did you tell Proctor speaking? So allegedly that guy told Proctor that he was speaking to a female but not responding to a question. So when Reed was saying, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, allegedly she was responding to a female and not to a question he had posed. But that's not what he had allegedly told Proctor back in the day. And then when they were talking about what you were just talking about, he said, so he had the hematoma over the right eye and several scratches down his right shoulder going towards the elbow. Deep scratches, abrasions, a little bit of mucus and blood in the airway. A small amount of dry blood on the back of the head. What, no like wound, no gaping, just a small amount of blood, so maybe just cracked a little bit and bled. I don't know.
I thought he had a big laceration.
Well, if he did, they hadn't seen it yet at this point.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
As far as this guy's testimony,
They're just doing life-saving measures at this point. So
exactly. So his initial assessment, that's what he says he saw, was a little bit of dried blood on the back of his head. And along with the mucus and the blood in the airway, the deep scratches and abrasions that he talked about. But I was looking specifically for what you were just talking about, so I thought I had, maybe it's on this page, because it was like I was taking notes on that dude. The injuries to the eyes. Okay. So
that was just weird to me how he was trying to justify it.
Yeah, hematoma on the right eye, deep with, and then they had what they called a far outs. Was maybe the word they used? Deep with biomaterial missing, or meaning that it was so deep that, you know, body tissues were affected and moved around. That's how deep the lacerations were. And let's see, the right eye had the laceration and the deep cut. And then he asked him about the left eye. Remember the guy said he had like raccoon eyes and there was bruising. And so he was like, so you're saying the left eye had bruising? And the guy would say yes. And he's like, so you're saying that's not an injury? Finally, the guy admitted to that it is an injury, right? That's was like one of the final things they said.
He was very resistant to it, though.
He was he didn't just come out and want to admit it. Hell no. He was trying to say the only injury was to the right eye with a bruise and a laceration, although the other eye was also bruised and had a small laceration. But he wanted to pretend like, look, my little boy ran across the concrete at Grandma's one day and fell and planted, he face planted. Boom, raccoon eyes and a goose egg right between his forehead, right? It was horrible. An instant, like, raccoon eyes. So I get that one blunt force trauma injury can cause the whole thing to bruise, but you can't say you can't rule out that it wasn't an injury. You know what I mean? To both sides. Why are they not? Take so long. Y'all get it together. Y'all know you're going to want your dinner soon. You're ready to get this shit done. Go home, get in your beds. Be done with this Lori Vallow trial. You done made your decision. Let's just get it on. Make people wait for no reason. I'm going to take it down and just completely refresh it too. So yeah, day 2 will be interesting, guys. So we started, they're on a whole different time schedule than Vallow, thank gosh. They'll start earlier, which is fine with me, but we will get done a lot earlier, which is also fine with me. I think a lot of you would agree, especially if you have, to take care of kids and a family and home and dinner and all that good stuff at night. That Vallow trial was lasting till damn near 6 o'clock my time at night, because of the time zone difference and when it would start. Making sure. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging and waiting for this Lori Vallow verdict watch. It's a verdict has apparently been reached in the Lori Vallow case, Arizona versus Daybell. The clock has stopped ticking, and we should be. Joe Mose may be lurking. He was in here earlier. We didn't give any spoiler alerts on this one. We didn't want them. We don't want them. Joe, I bet you're glad. If you're still listening, I know you're probably glad that it's finally over, right?
I bet, yeah, he doesn't have to travel there anymore.
Well, he's really close. So, I mean, he's close enough. Yeah, he's because he's able to be there. Yeah, he's close enough. So he just probably is ready to chill for a hot minute, probably.
I don't even think it's not been read anywhere, so nobody's going to spoil.
Well, if you're on Twitter, you may see it. We're all on a half-hour delay. Anybody who's streaming it is all on the same delay, right? There's nothing we can do about it. But if you go to Twitter and live in the future like Miss Shorty, you might find out by accident, and I don't want to do that. And the fact that Joe was in here, I don't know, maybe they'd already announced the verdict. And he said, what did he say? 30 to 60 minutes or some shit was
Yeah.
before he would say it.
Yep.
You need a bigger phone, Joe Schmo. New glasses or a bigger phone or both, like I did. I was looking at the analytics the other day. Most people watch from their phones. I do most of the live streams I watch or listen to are done so on my phone. I was surprised by that. I was like, oh, barely any do it on PC. Like I stumbled across it by accident just messing around. And yeah, I was like, hell, I didn't even know that statistic was in here. But yep, most people are watching on their phones.
Well, that's because you can move around and do things while you're on your phone.
Exactly. That's my whole thing. I can take it anywhere I want around the house, take it outside, whatever I need to do, lay down on the bed.
I would watch it while I was working, just like have my phone there and work.
We couldn't live without these damn things, could we?
Oh no.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna have to go run and get a drink real quick. Dolphin, are you still with us? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm here. I just took my headset off.
Oh, you're
I
good.
was listening to you guys through my speakers.
Oh, you're fine. I do that during the trial. I'll just take my headphones off and listen through the PC speakers until it's time for me to talk again. I'm gonna run and go grab a cold drink. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Man, this is gonna be a long trial. It'll get us prepared for the Kohberger trial, because that'll be a long one too.
You ain't lying, girl.
I mean, the Kohberger trial is supposed to be even longer than this one, so.
Well,
yeah.
And with all the the amount of victims and the amount of
Mhm.
investigators involved and the amount of bullshit we're going to listen to about how they're trained, all this shit to get to the good shit,
Right.
you
Oh my
know?
gosh. Yep.
I'm gonna have to figure out, like, I'm gonna have to go get shopping, my trial shopping list, like my bagels and my cream cheese, my
Just have like a little supply of
salads and
food.
stuff. Yeah, I like to grill me some extra, like, pan sear, grill some chicken basically, and I'll cut that shit up. And I love my spring mix lettuce, so I can make me salads. Those are easy and quick. Make some bagels. Yeah, it's like if I'm streaming all day, I'll be hungry.
Mhm.
Like, I gotta eat, man. All right, I'm gonna go grab my drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Dolphin,
Mm-hmm.
was the Vampire Diaries, is it a new one or is it just the old show
No,
you're
it's
reading?
it's old. I had wanted to rewatch the originals, but then I was like, it makes sense to rewatch Vampire Diaries first, and kind of refresh my memory on everything, and then go back and watch the originals. So that's what I'm doing. I'm, I think, halfway through the third season.
Oh, okay. Never seen it.
Oh, it's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
if you like shows like that.
Oh yeah, I do, but it's like I'm always cautious if it's a long series, I don't know if I want to start anything.
8 seasons on Vampire
Oh,
Diaries, and I
man.
think maybe 5 for the originals. But you know me, I'm up always like late at night. So,
But
yeah.
surprisingly, you can probably get through it if you watch it continuously. You can get
Yeah.
through it really quick. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. Oops. I have so many windows open. I need to close some windows. Uh, I was looking for the window to chat here.
I'm gonna watch something, rewatch like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Have you ever seen those?
No, everyone's recommended Breaking Bad. I don't know anything about Better Call Saul, but my IMDb watch list is hella long, so I've
Oh,
got
is
like tons
it?
of recommendations and things that I'll get around to. Oh.
They're both really good. And Better Call Saul is just like a prequel to Breaking Bad. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see what Butterfly just said about binge watching, no patience to wait for the
mhm.
next episode. Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
why,
what I'm
yeah, I have to
doing.
do it. I have to do it like that too. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, I stopped watching live TV a long time ago for that very reason. Even my one soap opera that I still watch, I do the same thing. I'll stop watching it for weeks until, then I'm like, okay, now let me go through. Because it takes so long to get, to a storyline.
So even Micah says Better Call Saul is amaze balls.
Really? What's it
Yeah,
about?
better than well, Breaking Bad is about like Cranston, he's like a teacher, chemistry
Mm-hmm.
teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and he has cancer, and he decides to start making meth with one of
Mm-hmm.
his old students to
Mm-hmm.
to make money for his family for when he's gone,
Oh, okay.
and it just goes from there. And it's interesting.
And
And
what's
Better Call
Better Call
Saul.
Saul?
So Saul is their criminal lawyer that they had that
Okay.
like he found ways for them to, what do you call it, launder the money and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like by buying like a
Oh,
car
so that's a
wash and stuff like
spin-off to Breaking
yeah.
Bad?
Yeah, yeah. But it's actually a prequel. So when you watch that, a lot of the people that died off in Breaking Bad come back in.
Wait, hearing stuff
Yeah,
in the
I heard some
courtroom
stuff.
there? I thought I heard something. Oh, okay. So it's,
Yeah. Yep.
oh,
Very
okay.
interesting. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get around to it. Let me put this in Karen Read. I just linked you that recap. Yeah, in um, Court TV, the complete time of or
Hmm.
first trial. Recaps all together, just in case you wanted to go back and see how what order they had people in the last. Because I
Well,
remember in the first one they called the police too. early on, right? Because I only saw maybe like
Yeah, I missed
3
the first.
days
I
or
missed
4
the first
days.
week, so I think that was like
Oh.
all the first responders, maybe the
Mhm.
police and all that. So yeah. Well,
Hey, you know what, Dolphin? I've never watched Breaking Bad either.
Oh, okay.
Are we like the odd guys out?
there was a Breaking Bad movie
I
too.
don't
It
care.
was like,
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I heard enough about
I
it.
mean, I didn't watch it while it was live. I watched it like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 7 years ago, and it was like
Mhm.
so good. And then, well, first I actually started with Better Call Saul, and then they're like, well, if you like Better Call Saul, you got to watch Breaking Bad. So yeah,
Yeah, I like to binge watch shit too. That's my jam too.
so
I'm
Mhm.
good though.
impatient.
I
Yeah.
actually don't know a lot about it because when people start talking about it, I just sort of tune them out, you know? Because I'm like,
And
I'm not watching the show, so
what's
yeah.
really interesting about it to
Mhm.
also is like there's like a color coding system to it. So
Mhm.
like whoever's wearing blue in the episode or whatever is like the good person, and things like red is like the person's a criminal, and black somebody's gonna die. I mean, it's really interesting to watch
Okay.
it, to read this stuff and then go look how it fits in the episodes. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's cool.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. That's about he's a meth dealer, right?
Yeah, or
Breaking
he's a
Bad. Something,
he cooks the
something.
meth. Yeah, he
A
cooks
meth cooker, cooker, meth cooker,
meth
whatever you
cooker.
want to. He's the chef.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's the chemist in the lab.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
It's so addictive, though. I mean, well, you either like that sort of thing or you don't, but it's so addicting.
Miss
Not just
Shorty,
meth.
we've been looking for you all day, Miss
Oh, hey.
Shorty. You went so far in the future today, we couldn't find you.
Oh my
We are
gosh, has
glad
she
you.
watched it yet, or does she go over it while she does her show?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her. So, Miss
Hmm.
Shorty, where we have not had any spoiler alerts on this verdict read. We're coming into this blindly. We have purposefully avoided our usual Twitter trolling. Joe's aware that we didn't want any spoilers. He's come in and said hi. We should be getting it read soon. Now, question, Miss Shorty, did you watch day one of the trial, or are you still doing your show tonight to recap? What's going down? Give us the rundown, ma'am.
You know how she does it.
I know we need your recap. We need your thoughts.
She was
We
up
need
at
your thoughts.
11:15 p.m.
Yeah, her
Our
time and
time or her time? Oh, it's her time.
Her time.
her, yeah,
She's
her
like
time.
what?
Yeah.
14
14
hours?
hours.
I think
Yeah,
is what she said.
Mhm.
Ahead of
sounds
us.
right.
Yeah,
The East Coast, I should say. Mhm.
yeah. Whenever she comes and joins me live,
Watched it all live. Ooh.
I figured you did. We figured you did. That's what I told everyone. I know
Were
you
you
had a
yelling
lot.
at the TV?
I know that you're such a great supporter in this space, but I know that from last night's chat, you had several of your community members who were going to be streaming today. So there we go. Recap at 8 Eastern tonight. That will be 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and then whatever it is in your neck of the woods. So guys, let me grab Butterfly. Are you in here? Can you drop her link, please? Most of you probably have it, but for those of you who don't, go sub up, because I was tell them that you and Firefly are my go-tos because you guys know so much about the case, and Miss Shorty's got like a little catalog in her brain, so she's watching it again for the second time. I have to watch part of the defense cross-examination of the first witness because I had a scheduled important phone call I couldn't miss, and I had to take it. So it came in during that. So I missed a lot of that. So I got to go back because I had questions. I want to hear the defense ask that guy. So I want to go make sure they got asked and see if they got answered. So, but I will certainly be coming over to watch that recap tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Eat my dinner, make sure my phone's charged, walk my ass out in the yard and have a sit down.
Yeah, it felt good to go out for a little bit and go
I'm
walk.
sure, yeah, Dolphin said it earlier. I was like, "Where's Firefly?" And she's like, "I think she's went outside and took the dogs, getting some, air." was like, that's good. I was jealous. I was like, yeah, that's nice. It's always good to get out, get that time in for sure. They need to come along with this now. I'm kind of getting hungry. Lori got to go back to the Maricopa County Jail and eat her some slop. Even if they find you not guilty, Lori, you're still going back to the county jail because, Idaho and all that.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet either. I'm getting kind of hungry.
We're having Taco
Where's some
Tuesday.
food? Oh, that sounds
It is
good.
Tuesday.
Yeah, my son is a Taco Tuesday freak. So he's making din din.
I don't know if anybody will deliver it where I am. My driveway is like really long. I was like,
Meet him
Shoot,
down.
meet him at the
driveway.
bottom of the driveway.
Meet him at the bottom of the drive.
Ugh.
Yeah, they'll
Okay.
come down your driveway, dude. They'll come down your
It's a
driveway.
dirt driveway though.
Okay, well, I'm a country girl, but DoorDash driver, I would have come down the dirt road as long as it wasn't full of water and muddy, and I'd have been like, yeah. I might have called you and said, hey, you want to drive down here and meet me? You got a truck? But if the road looked okay, I'd have done it. I ain't scared. So that's how I learned to drive, was in the woods on dirt roads in my daddy's pickup. What a life. So, huh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to. Actually, tacos sound good. Got a Mexican place that I can get something from, and
Ooh,
what do you
that
call it?
sounds
Or I
good.
could run to Taco Hell
Get you some of them
for
nachos and
those
stuff
kind
to
of
go with it.
tacos.
Oh, yeah. My kid loves those kind of tacos. He came up last night and we ended up going to, we don't have choices out here in the boonies. Like
Mm-hmm.
he had to go like, I think it's close to 10 miles to the closest town. But anyway, only thing down there is a Subway. And I think
Oh.
like 2 restaurants. So anyway, he went and got us both a Subway. But we got that foot long, and I don't normally eat this kind of stuff, but I was hungry. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was like a foot long, but it's Doritos and has cheese all over it and shaved steak or whatever. The damn thing was good. I ate quite a bit of that one.
Wait, where's that from?
It was from Subway.
Oh, okay.
They got I took the jalapenos off. I just wasn't feeling them, but
Oh,
my son would have kept them on. But
Subway reminds me that I did want a meatball sub.
yeah, I like the Italian BMT is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't get away from it. I'm always gonna say, okay, maybe I'll order something different, but no, I don't.
Yep, up north meatball parm.
Yeah.
So, oh, you decided to take the courtroom scene down.
Well, I just took it down to refresh it because sometimes it won't refresh really well.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I just did, was took it down, made sure I had it good and refreshed. And they're still showing us the seal of approval. Great Seal of the State of Arizona, 1912.
Mm. So, what's the thing? I tell you, I saw something late last night or early this morning. Um, Another video. I swear these people are churning out videos about Cy and whatever. One I think was Cy was right, and someone pulled up the Cast Viz handbook and was like AT&T retains records for 7 years, and all these other different cell providers, how long they retain records, and I was just like, I just don't understand what people aren't getting about his phone was off, unless they don't believe what the state said. And I was trying to
Oh, they don't.
remember. Do you recall when it was first said in court, like who said it? Because I wanted to go back and maybe
That
try
he
to
said what, hun?
that
That
the phone was off.
when
Ashley
it
Jennings, I specifically
yeah,
remember her
when it
saying
was are
this was
you
like the first mention, and she said,
right.
"We now know that his phone was turned off." And I'm
Go
trying to
back and
remember which hearing it was in, though.
That's the whole thing. You and I have, we've talked about going
We
back.
gotta go looking for it.
We
Maybe
have to go,
even
yeah, let me,
do a
sorry
short
guys.
or something, create one or whatever. I don't know if these people need a
Um,
line with times drawn and then a chunk missing from the lines. Like, if you
yeah.
see, this, and it's like, oh, this huge chunk is missing. Why? Because his phone was off, you
Well,
know?
because they totally ignore that part because in their minds, that phone was off because he was out driving around in the countryside with no signal.
Hmm.
Failing to realize Ann's never said, my client was in an area with no signal.
Hmm.
Like, remember because you pointed that out beautifully the other day.
Yeah.
And they don't want to see that. And that's, so that's all I can assume.
Yeah,
And
because they're openly saying it now and putting it in
yes,
documents that his
yeah,
phone was turned
off.
off,
So
right?
that means, so now that they've
And she's not
analyzed,
disputing it.
no, exactly. And now that they've analyzed that data, that Celebrate data, and all the data that comes along, they know if that phone was turned off or in airplane mode
Hmm.
because it's gonna act different. First, it's gonna tell them which mode it was in, and the phone's gonna act different in each individual mode.
Hmm.
So people can, I'm like you. We always, if we don't quite understand something, we're like researching it, and I do that even with this cell phone data stuff. Any of this evidence that comes out, especially the new stuff, I'm like, I got to know more about this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to explain what certain people out there feel and see and think about a case
Hmm.
versus what's right in their face, right?
I mean, yeah, because if you
So
tell me something's turned off, I'm like, yeah, powered down. You know what I mean?
well,
I'm not automatically thinking, oh, does that mean airplane mode?
let me
Does that
tell you, there
mean
was so
this?
much fuckery
Whatever. Hmm.
and people. The heart the strange part is there were so many legit issues with Delphi, and that people, they don't. It's not real. People that don't realize that look at us like a little odd for even suggesting there's problems in Delphi. Like, how stupid are you? Kind of look.
Hmm.
But over here in Coburger, that's a very acceptable thing for a lot of people. And it's weird to me. And there was a lot of fuckery that went on with Libby German's cell phone. A lot of unexplainable fuckery, including the fact that once the police thought they were done with the phone, they gave it back to the parents.
Hmm.
And then a little while later, changed their mind, said, oh no, we need that phone back. Technology's improved. We want to do more phone extractions on a manipulated phone now.
Hmm.
Not good. There
Yeah.
was just a lot. There's a lot. And I don't see those issues happening in the Brian Koberger case, right? For me to even think that he's being set up, he's being framed, maybe bad investigation by local authorities, but a jam up investigation by FBI. It's kind of what it feels like right now.
Hmm.
But it's going to be a crazy climate, don't you think? Do you think people will protest like in Karen Reed, Dolphin?
What, at Idaho? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, there's fools everywhere, so I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Mm.
Protest what? What are you talking about? I'm missing.
Oh,
Oh,
Koberger's
his
trial.
innocence, dude. Sorry, I
Um,
was swallowing a medicine. How everything rallied around the Karen Reed case, and people were showing up and protesting and doing all the things leading up to the first trial,
mhm.
and made me wonder if it would be the same type of situation in the Koberger. Besides the one chick sitting behind him with throwing up the heart.
The heart. I
You,
don't think there's
you
that
know,
many people that think
yeah,
he's innocent, though. Do you? I mean,
not
on YouTube there is, but
yeah, yeah, not like a free Karen Reed movement thing. Hell
no.
no.
Mm-mm.
There's no free Brian Koberger movement going on like that. Because I think the majority of people can look at that for what it is, right? And see the writing on the wall. Even if I legit look for problems. I'm not naive, and I'm not, I saw what happened in Delphi. I'm I'm jaded. You gotta prove shit to me. I don't care what you tell me. It can look good all damn day long in a court document, and it can sound real, real good and convincing. But when it comes down to it, you gotta show me. Delphi failed to do all of that. Do it in the dark, fuckers. Still doing it in the dark.
Oh, I'm gonna cancel this.
She canceling something. You can't sling me. I brought up Delphi.
I got a wine dinner tomorrow, and I just looked at the menu, and I'm just
No good.
uh,
No good menu.
the food looks good, but the wines are
Ew. No good wine.
yeah,
Uh,
Oregon and California, and I was like,
yeah, she's like, Oregon and California.
California wine's no good.
I'm not a fan of domestic wines so much.
Oh,
Mm.
I had a
Sorry.
feeling. No, you're good. How did I know it? How did I know it?
No, a lot of people usually jump on my ass about that, and I'm like,
Really?
whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
drink wine at all, so
hmm
I'll tell
I
you,
take your word
back in
for
the
it.
day, I did like back in the day, like pre-mom. Back in the day with my friend, my best friend,
hmm
pre legal drinking age. Back in the day, she and I would drink some wine. We had a good
Yeah.
old time. But it's been a hot minute. Well, no. Okay, well, 3 years since I had a glass of wine because I lived here. And I've been here for a little over 3 years. And I remember it was like New Year's Eve, was it? Because I don't go nowhere New Year's Eve. I stay home and shit. I bought some wine. That's right. That's when I drank my last glass of wine. What's your favorite kind of wine, Dolphin?
Um. Hmm.
Mm.
It changes. Like lately, Vouvray. It's a white wine, and it's kind of like a Chenin Blanc.
Oh, yeah.
hmm
Nice.
And oh, I love champagne.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
put some champagne down in front of me, and I'm good to go.
It'd be on. Uh,
I thought that I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone
I
because I
like
was like, I thought
champagne
they.
mimosas. I can't lie. I like
hmm
a good one. Yeah. I like a good one. It's been a minute. A friend of mine,
Where
um,
is it?
her husband, before he passed
Oh,
away, God rest his soul, um, was it 2 years ago? He reached out to me. He was out of town working a lot at the time, and she wanted to go. It was Mother's Day, and their daughter wasn't here, and my kids are all grown up. And anyway, she wanted to go to one of these true crime dinner theater type things, right?
oh,
Yeah. So he reached out to me and asked me if I would go with her. And I was like, well, sure, I'll go with her. So he bought us tickets and I went with her. Shaking in the courtroom. It was one of those live theater whodunit dinners.
That sounds fun.
I want to
It was
try
so
one of
fun.
those.
It was fun. They have different ones they hold there, apparently. So I think I'm going to schedule one with my daughter.
Oh, good, they did cancel my reservation.
Guys, when they go to read this verdict, we will mute out. We won't interrupt it. And then when we do finish up here, you guys go grab some dinner or whatever it is you got going on and meet us over there at Miss Shorty's for some Karen Reed recap of the day. Okay, come on. Have the lady. Oh, look, she's smiling. My son's leaving. He must be going down to the corner store. She was
The parties are
smiling.
present. The jury's not present. We were informed about 45 minutes ago that the jury has reached a verdict. In the event that the verdict is not guilty, this trial will conclude. In the event that there's a guilty verdict, we need to move on to an aggravation phase immediately after the reading of that verdict. I've given the parties proposed aggravating circumstances, instructions, and proposed verdict form. The state and the defense both have a chance to review those.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
How about from the defense? The defense did email my staff requesting an additional paragraph. The defendant is not required to testify or produce evidence of any kind. The defendant's decision not to testify or produce evidence is not evidence of any aggravating factor, which I did include in the bottom third of page 3. Given that, are there any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
Are either the state or the defense requesting any other additional instructions?
No, Your Honor.
If there's an aggravation phase, does the state plan on introducing any testimony or exhibits?
Testimony, I believe, likely from 2 family members, we will limit it. I don't plan on doing openings, just presenting testimony and then argument.
All right. Would the defense anticipate presenting any evidence?
Your Honor, can we just stipulate to that? I mean, the statute says there's only one punishment for this crime. What is this? Why is there an aggravation phase for this specific count?
Much like the guilty verdict, the jury in Arizona has to find whether or not there's any aggravating circumstances. In addition, the jury would still need to find that if it's a guilty verdict, whether or not it's a dangerous offense. Until it's found as a dangerous offense, that sentence that you're talking about wouldn't be triggered. So I think we need to have an aggravation phase regardless. So would you plan on presenting any testimony or evidence in the aggravation phase if there is an aggravation phase?
No, but could I just stipulate to it or not? That's my question.
You can stipulate to aggravation and you can stipulate to whether or not it's a dangerous offense, but I think you should probably wait until we read the verdict to do that. So I guess it will, depending on what the verdict is, we may take another break. If there is an aggravation phase, are your witnesses here yet?
No, they are not here yet, Your Honor. The next of kin are, from my understanding, about 5 minutes out.
All right, we'll wait a few more minutes before we take that verdict. Please let me know when we're ready to come out.
Yes, thank you.
Anna says she's 10 minutes away, but she's...
I don't know how you guys could have watched that woman's trial. Her voice gives me a headache.
Well, because I wanted to see justice for Charles Fallow.
No, I know why. I'm just saying I don't know how you managed to get through it. Her voice just really irritates me.
Her voice would change depending on who she was fucking questioning, and just her normal Lori theatrics. Her Idaho, she was just I'm gonna sit here like a zombie because I'm gonna be all medicated up and not participate. And here she's all like, I'm gonna be wide awake and coherent and talk normal. Well, normal is not a stretch for Lori. Let's put it that way. What the hell? Child abduction. Dade County, Firefly. Baby, your dad ran to the corner store. You were asleep. Are you okay? I know you just woke up. That's why I'm asking you, all right? All right, you're okay. No, he ran down to the store real quick. It says Dade County, Firefly. Let me click it. Oh, it's like a mother of son. This is Florida. That's why I'm saying Firefly, guys, because she's here with me in Florida. We're just in different parts. Little Liam Smith, he's 9 years old. Little black boy, 4 feet, weighs 90 pounds. Miami Gardens, Florida, County Dade. Tamika Boudoir, 45, black female, 5'3", unknown weight, from the same area. They give the last known location as a address in Northwest 14th Avenue. Huh. I'll have to. Okay, it keeps wanting to alert me. I guess that's like a mom abducting a child or some shit. They'll catch her before she gets far. Can't be a good situation. Rachel, she made a complete fool of herself. The best part about the trial, the most epic parts, was Nancy Joe and Kay. If you missed those two people testifying and Lori's questioning of those two women, you've missed the epic of all trials. That's why we have oh boy emoji and oh boy on our little right here. Let's just leave that there. Honor Kay Woodcock, because that shit was epic and so long in the making, right? Yep, and just to think, there's one more. I don't even know. I guess they're going to air her other trial, Brandon's, the attempted murder of Brandon, because he's the only one that was fortunate enough to survive her bullshit completely by accident. Like when Charles first tried to kill Tammy, he freaking missed. You know, they said the temperature played a part in that gun malfunctioning because it was so cold outside. But he flat out, for a guy who was supposed to be a good marksman, I saw a video yesterday of him and Adam at the gun range with a pretty badass gun. I'll say that. Pistol. But he missed when it came to Brandon too. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he missed Brandon. But she is going down, or will face charges for his conspiracy to attempt on his life. You know, I've watched, and I've followed Lori since the first trial, so it's kind of like that. It's kind of like following Stefan Stern's whiny, dumbass, bald-headed, shaved shit. Disturbing bastard. I want to watch him fry. I would doubt I'll be alive the day he gets executed. I don't know. I may get lucky. But if I do, I'm going to save money from now until then, because I may go down there just to watch it. He may get sent down here close to me. Maybe I can go pay him a freaking visit.
Who, Stearns?
Yeah. Where do you think they'll stick him?
Way up
Where do you
north.
think they'll put him, girl? Where do you think?
Death Row is up in what's the city called?
It's not Rayford. It used to be. They used to have. Hang on, let's look it up real quick. Well,
it's like
here,
in the middle
I'll
of
do it on my
nowhere.
phone.
I forget the name.
Yeah.
Of it.
Let me see.
It's kind of near Gainesville, like a little bit northeast.
Yeah,
of
let's see. Death Row in Florida. Yeah, Rayford still. Florida has death row, with men typically housed at Union Correction Institute in Rayford, and women are at Lowell. Yes, ma'am. And Lowell is in Ocala. Rayford's a prison that's been around since I was a little girl. It's it's an old prison too. I hope you go to Rayford, you asshole, because you ain't gonna survive long in there.
Stark it's near Stark, right?
It's right. Yes, ma'am. Near Stark, Florida.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't even want y'all to know how I know all that. Just oh goodness. That's crazy. And y'all need to get it on. Lori shouldn't have been her own damn lawyer because she's quacko. But how can you say they're crazy just because their religious beliefs are wacko? Does that make one crazy? They've got her diagnosed with some sort of religious delusional bullshit. But does that make one crazy, right? It's like, what's the crazy scale?
Yeah.
What is the crazy scale? Does religious beliefs alone can you be deemed crazy, technically, whatever the term, mentally ill, because of your religious beliefs? Even if you believe people can be zombies, like, that's weird shit.
That is weird.
It is weird, heavy shit. Joe, in the beginning of this case, Pokemon we was wanting to get Lori hair updates, right? Like we knew it was never going to change. It's going to be Lori wavy hair. We just had this. We made fun of her hair one day and the way she managed to maintain this look while still in jail. But we didn't. We got to a point where it wasn't funny anymore because it was just the same old Lori. Except that one day she had a ponytail. I called the Pebbles ponytail, and you could see the big. Anyway, you had to have been there. But anyway, Joe did message a minute ago, and he said Lori is having a bad hair day.
Uh-oh.
And then he said foreshadowing ?
Uh-oh.
Oh, Joe Schmo.
Are you uh-oh.
I just called you out live on the YouTube streets, Joe Schmo. I told him earlier to text me heads up and shit like that. He's good about doing it, so. There ain't enough root beer candy in the world. I'm saying Stefan Stearns be wanting his root beer candy.
Oh, poor baby.
You go on and on and on about his fucking root beer candy over there. Tony Butterfly. We've heard all that shit. And what that one shit. There was PDFs that I got. There was PDFs that she got. We went through all of that stuff, and oh my god, we got to do a catch-up show. We never did. We finished some of those newer released, unredacted phone calls, but nothing's come down in a hot minute. Nothing new, anyway, that we don't already know about, except for him and his root beer candy fetish. His coffee. Can't forget his coffee there. You know what he probably does, Butterfly? I had a friend of mine that used to live in Illinois, and she would mail me homemade candy, hard candy at Christmas. And like cinnamon and caramel, whatever. So one day I made a fresh cup of coffee, and it was cold outside. I was like, So I dropped a piece of that hard caramel candy in my coffee, and it melted. That shit was so good. So is he dropping root beer candy in his coffee and having him a root beer spiced coffee? Freaking freak. Ew. And he never did buy them reading glasses he told his daddy needed. And they're all like, well, can you try them on first? Can you test them? He's like, I don't think so. They're from the commissary. What were they, $3.50 a piece? I think they were more. I don't even remember what price he ended up coming up with. And then he ended up not even getting them. Like, was you lying to your daddy to get root beer candy Monday? It's bad enough you got him sending you all them damn books. And they were going to sell that piece of junk car. I finally found a picture. Oh, that's right. It's got to be buried in my phone. The other day, I forget who posted that shit, but it was a picture of Stefan in front of his stupid car that didn't work, was the reason why he drove the dog ambulance that weekend. And it was like he had this weird paint job on it. His little rice burner, like little foreign number, hot rod deal. But it was a piece of crap. But I forgot I had that picture. I'll have to find it. But, who, Stefan's phone? No. Try it. It's good. I dropped some of that cinnamon candy in my coffee as well, and that was good. I don't think they can succeed on getting that phone thrown out in Stearns, because he did volunteer the phone. And then they did obtain a search warrant, because we've got copies of all the search warrants. And what I do need to do, Butterfly, is go back through all those damn dates of those early search warrants. And I think that's going to be in that 896 page PDF that we have. But I think it's early in the document drop. So I want to go look at the date of the warrant and compare to the date of the video, right? Of the audio call where we can hear him giving her permission to take his stupid phone that he reset twice, that contained up to 1,700 images of Madeline Soto on it, that he wants now thrown out as evidence. Good luck with that, buddy. The cinnamon is good. Oh, I think he gave consent. Yeah, he did multiple times. He did more than once. And he told them more than once about him accidentally resetting his phone. You know, just in case they notice, he needed to go ahead and tell them up front. It wasn't his stupid obsession with that vape shop. All right, guys, we will mute out.
All right, back on the record, State of Arizona versus Lori Daybell, CR 2021-001-704. The parties are present. I'm going to have my staff go ahead and line up the jury to wait in the hallway for a minute.
There's Kay and Larry. You go, Kay. Look at her, Lori. Look at Kay.
All right, the jury is present. Please be seated. Do we have a foreperson? Who's the foreperson?
Yes.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, we have.
I'm going to ask you to hand that to my courtroom assistant. I'll ask the clerk to read and record the verdict.
In the Superior Court of the State of Arizona in and for the County of Maricopa, State of Arizona versus Lori Daybell, CR 2021-001704-001, verdict count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant, Lori Daybell, as to the crime of count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder occurring on or about July 11, 2019, guilty. Signed, foreperson.
Is this your true verdict? So say you won and all.
Yes.
On the court's own motion, I'll go ahead and ask the clerk to poll the jury.
Juror number 1, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 2, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 7, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 16, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to ask the jury to retire to the jury room for just about 2 minutes. I need to discuss something with the parties before we determine whether you're done or not. So the admonition still applies. Please go to the jury room for a few minutes.
All right, to the jury.
Guilty. Nice. I don't think any of us are surprised, right? Right? Justice for Charles Vallow. I'm so glad that Kay and Larry were both there today. You're right, because Larry hasn't been able to
Please
be
be
there
seated. The jury is no longer
to be there the whole
present.
time.
I'll ask the defendant, you indicated earlier perhaps a willingness to stipulate to aggravating factors. Is that something you want to do, or do we want to go through this aggravation phase?
I'm willing to stipulate to it, Your Honor. All that it is the dangerous phase. Is that correct? There's only one statute there's only one sentence.
Well, the jury would need to find, first of all, whether or not this is a dangerous offense first. Secondly, whether the offense caused physical, emotional, or financial harm to the victim, or if the victim died as a result of the conduct of the defendant caused emotional or financial harm to the victim's immediate family. And then thirdly, the offense involved the presence of an accomplice. If you're willing to stipulate to all three of those, we can do that. If not, we'll bring the jury back in.
I will stipulate to it, Your Honor.
All right. You understand that if you stipulate to this instead of a jury finding, well, let me back up. You understand the jury would have to find these aggravating factors beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
All right, and do you understand that if you stipulate to these factors, instead of a jury doing it, I could also find additional aggravating factors at sentencing?
Sure.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you in any way to get you to stipulate to these factors?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to stipulate to these factors?
No.
Have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours?
No.
Do you agree that pursuant to the jury's verdict of guilt, that this would be a dangerous offense because a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument was used?
I'm stipulating to it.
You agree that that's what that this is a dangerous offense?
Correct.
And you're further stipulating that as a result of your conduct, at least the victim or the victim's family suffered emotional or financial harm?
Absolutely.
And you're also further agreeing that the offense involved the presence of an accomplice? State satisfied with the colloquy?
Yes, Your Honor, it appears it's no involuntary made.
All right, the court does find that the stipulation to those three factors was knowingly, intelligently, voluntarily made. I will accept the defendant's stipulation. At this time, I'm going to bring in the jury and release them from the admonition. Before we do that, well, as my staff's lining up the jury, do you want to have a sentencing date within approximately 30 days, or do you want to wait until after the next trial to be sentenced on this matter?
What does the court prefer?
It doesn't matter to me. Maybe you want to talk to your attorneys or advisory council about that. We don't have to do it right now. You can do it in a few minutes.
Dolphin. Another field trip. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what this is.
That's all it is. Yeah, she's like on vacation, like you said. That was always my thought too. Like, what else has she got to do or lose, right?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, unless this was a death penalty case.
And she's been sitting over in Idaho, going to the law libraries, but she hasn't done a really good job. She knows some stuff, but she didn't know how to back any of it up or follow it up. So, yeah, she just learned the basics over there at the law library. But that's okay. She can go right back on over there and dive right back into those books to help all them poor women be slaughtered, like she complained about on that.
Please be seated. The jury is present again. Members of the jury, you are now released from the admonition. This concludes your jury service. I want to thank you for your jury service in this matter and your attention in this matter. The admonition is lifted, meaning you can talk to anyone about any aspect of this case that you want to at this point, but you also have the right to not talk to anyone about any aspect about this case. I just need to take care of a few more matters, but if you want to wait for me in the jury room, I'd like to thank you personally, and then you can be on your way. If you don't want to wait for me, that's fine as well, but you are released to go at this time. All right, thank you.
All right, for the jury.
All right, please be seated. Do you want to talk to your advisory councils briefly to discuss whether or not you want to proceed to sentencing or wait until after the next trial?
If we could just wait till after the next trial, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'll hold off on ordering a pre-sentence report until we resolve the next remaining case. I've already set the dates and we have a status conference in mid-May on that.
That's different.
So unless there's anything else from the state's perspective,
No, Your Honor.
from anything else from your perspective?
Nope.
All right, we'll be at recess on this matter.
Wow. They're going to let her wait on that until after Brandon's case is finished? That's odd. Maybe that's an Arizona thing. Miss Shorty leaving us. She going to get ready for her live? Yes, ma'am, we will. We'll catch you over there in an hour. Let me drop her link again. Butterfly, you still in here, hon? Can you drop that? Those of you who want to get a recap on Karen Reed today, come over there and join us in a little while with Miss Shorty. That's where I'll be. I'm trying to pull this up on my phone. Why does it give me a blank screen? Weird. Okay, here we go. No victim impact statements. I think they're just like, are they coming back for that? Or, you know?
Well, that's for the sentencing, isn't it?
That's usually during sentencing. They usually give them last. So if they're going to wait and do sentencing phase after Brandon's, it's crazy. I guess there's a press conference going to happen. Thank you, Butterfly. There's a link to Miss Shorty's channel, guys. And I'll be over there on Saturday with her discussing the Karen Reed case.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. We'll see what happens here. Prosecution's probably set up to come out next week, give some comments. I doubt it's the defense coming to make any comments. She's a little tied up right now. I don't think Joe was wearing an orange shirt this morning. He did like a little mini members live, I think, from the courthouse steps. I'm gonna go, let me go look. I don't think he was wearing orange. I think that one was from yesterday, so I don't know if he did one this morning or not. So I couldn't tell you. But Joe has a recap tonight at 6:30. I figured he would go a little bit early since the verdict came down. There's Joe's link as well. So Joe will have his recap of Lori Vallow, and Miss Shorty will have her recap of Karen Reed. Trina Kagan will speak. Who's coming up here?
Hey guys.
The families as well will be there.
You want to say anything, folks? You don't want to say anything? Anything?
That lady kind of
Anything you'd like to say?
Nobody's walking up this forgery. Yes, okay. Oh.
Did y'all see that guy running by? Like, he was hauling ass.
Oh wait, no, maybe not.
And then looked like Melody Gibbs still in a microphone show, right? What's up with that? What was up with that running guy just a second ago? I haven't seen that since I saw Murder Show running like that at the Delphi case. They were running to do an interview. It's so funny. They just sprinted, man. It's like, the state did a good enough job, but with the concrete proof, certainly a lot of substantial. And the stuff, some of those texts were pretty damaging, because she didn't come out and say certain words, right? The implication was clearly there. Our problem's over. Our problem will be pursued. Things of that nature. It's all lining up for things. Everything. What Bob says, I didn't hear the jury say guilty. Yes, ma'am, they did. You can rewind this and hear it and catch it. They did say that they found her guilty. They're holding off on the penalty phase, it appears, sentencing rather, and all that. So after her next trial, and it appears we're waiting on a press conference for suing prosecution in East Bay. Welcome to Jeff next week. You hanging out with Eli? You hanging out over there? Jeff says Kobe cried when they read the verdict. Oh, this is hard. I'm sure Kay, they were all just probably so about Krisha. Can you imagine? I'm sure that they were all very emotional. To finally have that come, you know what I mean? It's such a freaking long time in this case to get here, because they had to get the other 3 indictments first. And that was a damn lengthy process and a hot mess. When you got this thing over here pretending to be crazy one minute and say the next, going through evaluations. Yeah, he's been through so much. He's on a good path, though. He's strong. He's a strong boy, a strong man. Let me rephrase that. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He has his moments, right? He's found his tribe, I think. It's very healing for him to be able to talk about things.
Let's see if we can.
Y'all remember when we were looking outside in the courthouse? Was it yesterday or the day before? The hot mic was on with the reporter, and he was talking mad shit about even like his wife and stuff. I wanted to go back and clip that, and I was like, man, I couldn't believe that. Telling that guy all about who he was. It's hard to hear me, maybe because this is on in the background noise from the Law and Crime feed. I don't know. I haven't changed any settings or anything, so I don't know what that would be caused from. Okay, I was just checking everything too, Butterfly. Thank you. I just checked to make sure I had everything good. Everything was where it was supposed to be. What is taking them so long to come out? Why does that kind of stuff take so long? Just bust a move and come out, cheering. Yay, we did it. They're probably talking to the family. And maybe just talking low, Butterfly, because I've been talking so much for damn how long we've been streaming this shit. And I can't believe that I've covered a couple of hearings, snuck those in as well. I guess that hearing tomorrow, I made a note of it, 2 p.m. for that hearing for Stern's dumbass. That should be the motions hearing on the motions to suppress that damn cell phone stuff. I'm going to go back and read through that motion later. In the morning, we can look at it while we're waiting on Miss Karen Reed stuff to get started. So we can refresh our memory as to why we even go into court tomorrow with Stephane. Goodness.
No, no hay nada aquí. Lo que sucede es que alguien salió de la corte y los niños debe ser desarrollados, ser desarrollados. No, puedo dejar mi cámara aquí. Porque todos traen 2 o 3 camarógrafos. Uno de ellos para allá. Yo voy para allá si quieres, pero corro aquí de que comience la conferencia.
So it looked like Firefly's off. Did you guys check the docket earlier? You were here, right? Firefly? Yeah. And
I saw, yeah.
Those orders that were supposed to be coming in were like, they're in the case summary, but not on the docket yet.
Right.
Yeah. But they're all sealed. Most of them are sealed any damn way. Test it out, baby girl.
I sure do. Do you guys have me?
Turn it up.
I sure am.
She's from Fox News. Fox Local. Things that may have caused it or contributed or I was crazy and see different. There's all kinds of different things can be called aggravating factors, and it will vary from state to state, but basically the same kind of thing. That's a good question and something we should look into further. Like when we look at legal stuff, so we can make sure we get a clear understanding. Aggravating factors would be like the motive for the money. I don't know if that's an aggravating factor under Arizona law. So we'll have to see. It's a good question though to take a look at what they consider aggravating factors.
And I also noticed as they were walking outside the courtroom that a few of the jurors actually looked in the direction of the paper clock, which is the third Charles Vallow. Now, if you recall, this is a case, an ongoing years saga involving murder, marriage, and extreme religious beliefs. Prosecutors say that it was Lori Vallow, along with her brother Alex, who's now dead, plotted to kill Charles, her then husband, back in 2019. They said the main motives involved money, Charles' life insurance policy, marriage, Lori wanted to marry Chad Daybell, and of course their religious beliefs as well. Now there was a lot of evidence the jury couldn't hear in this case, including the fact that Lori has already been convicted for killing.
Gary, did you miss the verdict, hon? She's guilty. That's what you mean. We're waiting on, we're assuming they're going to have a little press conference here soon. That's just what we're sticking around for to see. But they found her guilty. The jury has been dismissed.
One of our reporters here at Fox 10 she's also here, so can't wait to hear.
Sentencing. What else? All that is going to have to wait until after Brandon's trial, because they have decided on, I think. Yep, guilty. So now she soon will be facing her attempted murder charge, conspiracy to commit the murder of Brandon Boudreaux is coming up. Real soon, actually. What, June? Was that Cresha? Maybe? Or was that Joe? I don't know. I'm just guessing, y'all. I don't even know if she was there today. I honestly have no clue. Well, we were saying like the victim impact statements usually come at sentencing. Yes, Bluebird, we will. We will pray, hold space, whatever you guys do. Send good vibes. Bluebird needs some right now. Yes, ma'am. Well, I hope you find your keys, and I hope Grandma does better. Girl, it's never easy.
Probably not something she would do. That's probably stuff with her personality. But aside from that, I think that's going to be super, super difficult. You probably have to speak to someone like Benjamin Taylor, who's been doing a fantastic job on the panelist for Justin Young as he continues to break down this. However, I do think she was warned of the risks of doing this.
You hear all the news people in the background doing their feeds.
To come about and say otherwise.
Good night, Sinead. Thank you for coming in as always. We appreciate you. Have a good night. Y'all wouldn't be having all these microphones if y'all wouldn't care. Look, there's News Nations. Ugh. They're taking forever in a day. They're like putting ours in the front, bitches.
Steve, what's your live view look like?
There you go. That's better. That's funny. Bluebird, I lost my keys one time, and my brother at the time, where he lived, had a room that they kept the horse saddles in. We carried a pool in the backseat of my car, and it was still in a big giant box, from the backseat to that room, and I had laid my keys on top of that box. Didn't realize it. Put the box in there, shut the door. 3 freaking days I looked for that set of car keys, girl. My niece opens the door on the 3rd day to go in there and pick our horse saddle out. And yeah, there's my keys laying on top of the damn box. So I had to make sure I had my spare one was at all times after that. I was like, ah. It's very frustrating. You need to find a key thingy. Really? Because I'm keeping up with our Raoul Speed on Twitter. Okay. So interesting. I've got something in the works, Sinead, that I'm thinking about. So I'll keep you guys informed. But I wonder what that could be, right? Super interesting. See what I can. I'm in this Discord too, so I'm not in many of those. That's one I am in, but I haven't checked anything in a while. I don't usually chill in Discords, so I just go in and check for updates on certain things. I got a couple of Discords that have channels for me though, and I was going to drop links to my lives, and I appreciate those Discords that do that. There's 3 right now, so I appreciate all that. Uh-oh, Liz lost a mic. Y'all quit fighting over the mic space. Jesus. Well, there are 2 East Idaho News ones that look like. Couldn't they, like, something about Kay Woodcock? Sounds like Kate Eaton reporting too. They grabbed that News Nation microphone, and I started hearing it. Yeah, Nate reporting. Huh. Goodness. Are they like take a break and have dinner before they come out and do all this shit? If my co-host left me, have they given up? Oh, thank you, Bluebird, and thank you for your amazing support in buying a membership, gifting memberships, and just being here and showing up and being present and part of the conversation. That's made all the difference, and we appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us and chilling. That you are welcome. I did the best I could with it for the first time doing a trial. Didn't do too bad, did we? Even though that one day we missed that one day because of Coburger's long ass hearing, we made it up the very next morning. We championed right through that shit. Thank you. All right, they're gonna have to hurry up. We're just gonna go get the recap on all this right here from Miss Shorty, because that'll be coming up soon. Because I'm not sure I got the patience to sit here and wait this out. Shit, I'm getting her free and all kinds of stuff's about to start happening. Guys, y'all know we can see this press conference on they'll drop it on News Nation. Y'all know they will. And Miss Shorty, what time did she say her live was? Let me go drop her shit real quick. I'll tell us. Because if she's going live,
8 Eastern, so 7 Eastern or 7 your time, right?
30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
That's her. This Shorty shit just confused me. That was crazy. She's got something scheduled 3 days from now, and I was like, why does that say 6 p.m. and it's 6:30? I was looking at the wrong day, that's why. Craziness. Okay, upcoming. Is this it? Today's the 22nd. Yes, 7 p.m. Central. 30 minutes. 8 Eastern, right? Yep. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to wrap this up. I don't want to sit here much longer. I got to go make some dinner, see what's happening in there, if he's made dinner yet, all that good stuff. And then I'm going to go chill out with Miss Shorty later and get a recap on the Karen Reed. Joe will recap Lori Vallow later. And I know if we go over, if you want to go see this, you can go catch it. East Idaho News, Fox 10, News Nation. They're all going to have it out here. And I will also grab it in the morning. We can also take a look at it as well before we get started on our trial coverage for Karen Reed. So, Butterfly and Dolphin, I appreciate you guys coming up with me.
No problem.
Yeah.
We'll
I
talk
just don't, I
later.
don't know how much longer they're going to be there doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really have sat here long enough.
I get it. I'm not a patient person either.
Well, I'm sitting here all day. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for days and days and days and days. I don't mind. It's just like it's already 6:30. Enough's enough. So we can catch that part at any time. I'll get it and save it, and we can watch it together in the morning as a group. So yeah, we got our guilty verdict, guys. That's what matters the most. Justice for Charles Vallow and his family finally, and I'm sure that Brandon will also get his justice as well. Yeah. So again, it's been a wild ride on the Lori Vallow train. Thank y'all for sticking it out with us. Those of you who have been here, the playlist is there. All the days are listed, like I said, so you can go back and anything you want to check out later. I will see you guys back here in the morning to start our Karen Reed coverage for day 2. And I will figure out what time I'm going to be going live here in just a little while and let you guys know. Until then, I'll see you in Miss Shorty's chat. Then I'll see you back here in the morning. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love from Little Yas to each